it is. No.
Ring, ring, ring. Hello, Simpson virgins
God
and
damn it.
koalas.
Yes?
And welcome back to Krown's magical Gypsum Cave.
This is Koala Agent number 669 reporting in for duty right now. This is day number 2 of Elsa being jealous as fuck of my koalas. She keeps on saying, stop talking about your stupid fucking koala. Let's talk about me. No, bitch. It's koala time, motherfucker. Oh, shit. Look at that one. 669 looking oh so good right there. You can't fucking buy it. It can't happen. All of these offers right here. No, just don't even try. Don't even fucking try. It's over. The koalas are taking over, my friends, and I'm very, very happy to be a part of it because it's fucking hilarious. What is all this NFT bullshit? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It feels cool and it looks good. Anyways, with that said, let's go focus on the Krown application, which you found at app.krown.net. It is 100% free, by the way, and you can find a link description below as well. And by the way, I should also wish you the best and the happies to start off this nice little Friday over here. It's the end of the week. Doesn't mean fucking shit because weekend is 24/7 trading, baby. Anyways, what do we see as far as the top 10 dashboard goes? Actually, pretty much all the same things that we have seen throughout this week. Still within the overall greedy zone, even though Bitcoin has gotten about a, from top to bottom now, I guess, almost a $4,000 pullback, nearing about that 10% mark, actually. And then more importantly, we do see that Bitcoin dominance still kind of maintaining the overall range. And I do think that whilst we are within the context of an overall downtrend on Bitcoin dominance, actually would be looking for a pop up there, probably in the week to come. With that said, do we see anything on the Big 10 winners list or the Big 10 losers list? Actually, Solana back on top, it looks like, but everything else very, very muted right here. It looks like yesterday was not the best day for many within this market, unless if you are a holder of an accumulator of stablecoins. On the other side, we do see pretty much everyone coughing up their gains. So there we go. Don't even need to talk about that because what the hell, man? It's all the 2017 shitcoins getting absolutely boo-caked on, as you would expect. Anyways, into the market data tab we go. Is there anything new here? Actually, probably not. No, there isn't really, except for one major thing, and that's the global exchanges net flows. We did see a major takeout of Bitcoin from exchanges yesterday. I think it was about, what was it? Negative 22,000 Bitcoins. And now 27,000 or almost 28,000 bucks. Sorry, not 28,000 bucks, but 28,000 Bitcoins have been added back on its exchanges in the last 24 hours. On top of that, we do see that open interest taking a little bit of a pullback there as well. Now, within the context of the current trend and the current price action, this is obviously longs taking profits. So you do want to see, obviously, in your uptrends that the bulls are essentially in control. And how do you kind of denote that? You look at open interest coming down alongside price action coming down, and then you want to see that aligned with another higher low, which we're going to get into the price action charts right here, right now. I did title this video Bitcoin Trap Awareness Day, and a little bit of a clickbait title right there, but there is something to be very, 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 very cognizant about in the next, I guess, between today and probably Monday, actually, and that would be a potential trap situation that we do have going on. So let's go into the price action charts right here, right now, and what do we see as far as yesterday from today? So I do want to kind of pick it up and talk to the people here who were here yesterday. Very specifically, as we did see Bitcoin obviously break down below the bottom side of our range on actually stream yesterday, below, what was it, about 47,000 bucks on, it was like quite literally on stream. And then what did we say from there? We're looking for an extension somewhere down around low 46,000 bucks. It looks like we got that on these couple weeks down right here, about 46,250 on BitMexico to be exact. Actually a little bit, right around there actually. And now Bitcoin is, well, seemingly, if you are bullish, trying to put in a bit of a higher low within this vicinity right here. With that in mind, we do see on the daily that we are resting right alongside the white 200 simple and the yellow 20 max between average as well. Again, this is within the context of an overall uptrend, and if you are bullish, you are very likely looking for Bitcoin to put in a nice little higher low right here. Can that be confirmed as soon as today? No, absolutely fucking not, or very, very unlikely, unless you were to see like some sort of like a bullish engulfing dildo today, which would mean that we'd have to trade somewhere around about 46,000 bucks even, and then close the day, let's say, back above 49,000 bucks. That obviously doesn't need to happen all within the same day, but this is a continuous, thing at the end of the day. So what would it likely look like if Bitcoin is going to put in a bit of a higher low right here? We probably trade sideways for today, meaning Bitcoin between about 46 and 48,000 bucks, and then tomorrow or perhaps Sunday, we do see Bitcoin trade back above the high of whatever today is, and then yes, we would have that next sort of higher low in the daily on Bitcoin. We would expect to see that this is going to be accompanied by hidden bullish divergence on the daily, which will actually be possible right here, as we do see 1, 2, 3 lower lows on daily RSI, and this would presumably be a higher, or the third higher low on this lovely uptrend if you do want to be bullish as well. So it is very, very imperative, if you do want to be bullish, that Bitcoin does hold at this exact level right here. Otherwise, while there will be bounces on the way to the downside, I would generally be looking for Bitcoin to come all the way down to about 42,500 or so. So anywhere between there and about $500, give or take, from that area, anywhere around the 55 exponential average on the daily right here. But still, the Bulas do have a few good things going on within their vicinity. We did go over the open interest, of course, and we do see that BBWP over here. While Bitcoin has been having this pullback has all been done essentially on declining volatility. So whenever I see something like that, I do still go with the former trend until proven otherwise, but we will see a chain behavior here if we do actually see a break of that level, basically 46,000 bucks, technically a few ticks above there to be fair, on a daily closure, maybe even on a 12-hour closure as well, could probably do it. And then we see volatility actually trending back up with the moving average on this, more importantly, getting a positive slope on that as well. If that starts to happen, yes, again, there will be bounce along the way, but at the very least, I would be looking for Bitcoin to come down to like 42,500 over the next week or so. But remember, we still do have the 5-day. That is the Bula hopium right now. And while it's not necessarily looking like the most strong right now, to be fair, I would still be giving this a chance over the next 5 to I guess like 5 to 7 days now. With that in mind, this is obviously not guaranteed to produce anything, but at the end of the day, we would expect the results probably within the next 5 days after this next closure. So that would be, I suppose, around end of next week. Actually, let me just look at my calendar right here. Okay, that would be Saturday. Okay, so that means new one on Sunday. Yep, about end of next week actually. So this is going to be very, 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 very important, I do believe, for the long term. And then of course we do have CME closing the weekly today as well. And the weekly as it stands is our first red dildo after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of pretty much straight up actually. So is it relevant to be looking for a little bit of a pullback from this region? Yeah, it's definitely definitely within the context of this price action. You could even look at this as a bit of a gap fill right there and first move down. Okay, no problem with that. But more importantly, if we do get further continuation on this, yes, 42,500 or so would be the next sort of general target for myself. And there will be no talks, at least in the short term, of any price action into 50,000 bucks. However, if we do go back into the short term, so to say, we can get back on over here and look at our ranges and follow up on a potential trap situation that could be initiated very unlikely today, although you could see maybe the etchings of it today, but this would be very likely executed over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, perhaps. Anyways, with that said, let's actually go down to an hourly right here. We have a pretty, we have a very, 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 very obvious short-term range right here. We do see about the highs coming in right around about 47,300-ish region on an hourly, meaning that if Bitcoin does close back above there, I would look for Bitcoin to put in another rally. However, as we did identify yesterday as well, the short-term timeframes in general, all the way up to, I believe, a 4-hour, have all initiated and confirmed downtrends. We do have lower lows and lower highs, and I think that we were going over this. For, who was that in the Discord? I forget who it was in the Discord, but we were going this over this in the Discord. And yes, there's your high, there's your low, there's your lower high, here's your lower low right here. So obviously that is trend, and that means that any sort of a move back above this region right here, first and foremost, I do need to be looking for lower highs, or at least on the watch of lower highs. And this can obviously play into a potential trap situation as well. But if we are to look at this from a Fibonacci retracement perspective, which is kind of what I like to do when you are looking for essentially these continuation of trends, you are looking very, very likely somewhere around the 618 or the 0.5 for a lower high if it does indeed happen. That also means that Bitcoin could confirm a short-term trap, which can lead into a medium-term trap if we do first trade above this region right here, close an hourly above there. Again, that being 47,350. That would initiate targets very, very likely somewhere around 48,000 bucks, just a bit above there. But the question is, at that point, does Bitcoin actually work its way up and take out the last lower high that we did fulfill yesterday on volume, I should say, as well? And that is on a closing basis about 49,000 bucks, even on a wick basis about 49,300 or so. So if one of those two things happens, I would be looking at this as a massive trap right here for the short-term timeframes. Obviously, the higher-term timeframes never switched around, so there's, it's just trend continuation. It's just we get stuck on these lower-term timeframes because when things are boring, which boring for Bitcoin means that you don't move 5,000 bucks in one day, we start looking at the lower term timeframes like that and put a lot of weight on them. But at the end of the day, things have actually very, very have really not changed around all that much. Then I would be looking at this as that resolution point with major warning signals above about 48,000 bucks. And there's going to be a lot that plays into that as well that we're going to get into soon enough. But if these targets get taken out, I would be looking for essentially another, another run at about 51,500-ish region, very likely a short-term pullback from there. And then your trudge into the mid 50s, namely about 55,000 bucks where I'd be looking for. So let's go look at momentum oscillators right now and see what they're printing. Let's see what we got right here on the 4-hour. 4-hour Joule is going to start to lose its downside curvature. And actually, we haven't even seen it this low, and yeah, we haven't seen it this low since early August when Bitcoin put in this major low right here, actually, which is a phenomenal trap that we identified about like 3-4 weeks ago now. Anyways, more importantly, Do we see anything of interest on 4-hour RSI? A little bit of potential, very small drive of bullish evidence coming off that low right there, ever so slightly low right there. So very short term, we probably do test the upside of the short term time frame range. Again, that being about 47,300 or so. And then this would also be confirmed if that does play out as rejection of the bearish control zone, of which you can see that we have been rejecting it nice and cleanly ever since that 4th of August level right there as well. Now let's go match that up with our Stokes and see what we got going on over here. By the way, Caretaker's got something up his sleeve. Oh my fucking lord, man. Caretaker's got something up his goddamn wizard sleeve that he'll be releasing. Well, I don't know when he's gonna be releasing it, but maybe I shouldn't drum up the fun portions of that. You know what? I'll let him be. He's on vacation right now, so it ain't coming out anytime soon, or at least soon for the very impatient people like myself. Anyways, looking at this over here, we do see that 4-hour Stokes will actually cross the upside with any sort of a closure above 46,500 and some odd change right there. That is going to be confirmed within about 2 hours, 38 minutes, and 12 seconds. So if we do start to get that, again, I would at the very least be looking for that move to 47.3. I think that's extremely likely to come regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish. But the question is, do we start to close above there on an hourly? If that happens, then I would extend those targets up to about 48,000 bucks. And you see Bitcoin bounce from here. Again, a bounce that fails to go back above about 49,000 bucks is just another lower high, but that would be, perhaps tradable, perhaps relevant to you as well. And I suspect that we'll see all the other lower term timeframes kind of aligning with this as well. And what do you know? 3-hour already precipitating that 46,750, the magical number right there. By hourly is going to be showing momentum to the upside as long as above 46,700. Okay, nice. And hourly is going to be showing down to 47.3. Very interesting, right? On 47.3, we do have that short term pivot now, don't we? So if Bitcoin does start to trade back above there, even on a short term time frame like an hourly, we will see lower term timeframes momentum also just turn back onto the upside. And again, 48,000 and actually about 100 is where I'd be looking towards as we do see all that turn up. And again, this is coming in from a very low volatility read right there. So if I did have to call it right now, yes, I do think that Bitcoin at the very least tests around 47.3, very likely takes it out. And then we do see a bit of a rally back up here. Again, that is still within the context of an overall downtrend, even on, even up to a 4-hour right here. We can see that even the 618 comes in right around about 48,200 or so. Anywhere between there and the 0.5 is kind of where it'd be on lower high watch. Above there, this starts to look a lot more like a potential trap in the making with confirmation above this level right here. Very unlikely to happen today, but if it is going to happen, probably Saturday, Sunday, maybe even Monday if it is going to happen right around there. We'll probably see some other higher term timeframes, suggest the same. Anyways, what else do we see on the medium term timeframes? Speaking of, as we haven't really got to them just yet, 12-hour, not really doing all that much, at least anything that's too obvious right here. We did have a drive of hidden bullish evidence right here, resolved by some bearish evidence on the other side. That was pretty much untradeable for both sides, actually. Not the best reads right there when you get them in the middle. Whenever you get signals like this, by the way, in the middle of this, of the neutral zone, it's usually not going to be a great one, just for what it's worth, especially if it is going to be like a regular bear or regular bull divergence in that case. Anyways, going over to the daily, do we see anything? Yeah, we already spoke about this one right here. What about the buy daily? Nothing of particular interest right here as well. Do we have potential hidden bullish evidence here? Yes, we could potentially have it between this point and this point, but again, need to confirm a local low right here. That is still well and far away, and this one not even closing today anyway, so just not really a topic of conversation right now. But you can see that the lower term timeframes can start to bleed into the higher term timeframes, which can start to raise those targets up if they do get fulfilled, obviously. So it's a bit of wait and see right now. Or I mean, if you're trading the lower term timeframes, that's actually pretty much where all of the all of the action's happening right now. But other than that, we should check out CME. Again, it is closing the week out today, and we do see a little bit of difference on the daily right here as well. So if Bitcoin does start to break down, and we haven't really spoken about downside targets just yet, let's actually go back on over here. It's a little bit easier to see on spot price action right now. How do we define that? Well, either a lower low on a wick basis than what we did see yesterday. I do pretty much consider that the $46,000 test that I was talking about from the breakage of your $48,000 lows right here. But more importantly, where the next sort of set of targets be after that. Short term, it would be anywhere around the 20 simple on CME. That's going to be about 45,500 or so. I would be looking for a bounce around there, but I would not be looking for a major low right there. That bounce very likely gets sold into and before putting in the next lower high, and very likely working its way down to about 42,000 bucks. I think it's a lot more easy to see on CME right here. And by the way, CME MACD just freshly crossed the downside on the daily. Not fucking good, especially as you get that opposite but equal sort of signature right here, which is usually going to be a bit of an inflection point back down to the zero read. Not a death sense, but again, do have to represent both sides accurately here because that is very much within the charts, and I'm curious to see what spot price action is looking like. Yeah, a little bit more mature within that whole formation. So we very likely do see that fall through. And other than that, I'm actually not getting too many unique things from looking at these sort of different charts. So you can kind of see that there's obviously opportunity on both sides. We're probably looking at a $5,000 move. Sir, are you okay over there? Is life too hard? Trolling Elsa is my favorite all-time pastime, just by the way. Anyway. Oh, you're trying to send the pictures. Okay, gotcha. All right. Anyways, other than that, should we check out my testnet account? It is still rising to the fucking heavens. 28.5 Bitcoin P&L. Haven't really changed all that much around here. Again, everything's just premium right now, and I'm very happy to just be letting it sit. And I will be holding on to that $33,000 long, especially as long as we are above about that $46,000 pivot. Technically, again, about 46,250 or so. And on a closing basis, what would I be looking at this as? Pretty much the same thing. I suppose if you're looking at a closing basis, you could start to front run those downside targets below about 46.5 on a. You could use a buy early closure. It's not going to be as confidence inducing. A 4 would be a lot better in this case. But again, momentum oscillators are suggesting first a bounce, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish, and then kind of have to be on lower high watch up to. Technically speaking, $49,000, but anywhere above 150 would start to look, decent enough and really start to bring that conversation, to life. So you can kind of see the way forwards right now. A lot of opportunity in this case, but it is still a day of more or less waiting if you are on the medium and higher term timeframes. From the lower term timeframes, well, there's actually plenty right in front of your very face. So there you go. Anyways, what else do we want to get into? Or should we just get into the comments? Yeah, let's get into Bitcoin dominance over here. I do want to check this one out as well. Let's see what we got going on. And I'm going to put this one on a daily. And again, yeah, this is looking like a low to myself. I do believe strongly that this will pop back up. But again, we actually do have a reversal on here as well. So if you are on lower high watch, what are you going to be looking for? You're looking for a lower high, probably somewhere around about 46 to 46.5% in this case. And then very likely continuation to the downside. Weekly is looking like what? Yeah, looking a little bit bouncy. That's completely fine. But overall, I do believe that the downtrend remains until proven otherwise. And, well, momentum oscillators are pretty much useless on something like this. But what does that essentially suggest? Why is this important? Why should we even be looking at this? Well, because it suggests that altcoin Bitcoin parents probably going to be having a difficult time in the short term. But that is very likely to align with an opportunity more long term. So how does that look like on price action? Well, hard to really judge that until we actually have a resolution on Bitcoin, because whatever direction Bitcoin goes versus US dollar, it's pretty much what altcoin is going to do anyway. So I do suspect that we see a lot of this as well. So I will try to accurately represent this, but a lot of people are trying to draw like fucking wedges on this shit. First off, it ain't a goddamn wedge. It's actually a channel, if anything, which you probably want it to be if you are bearish, because those actually have a decent amount of hit rate on this fucking asset. By the way, wedges are fucking terrible. I've seen shit like this. This one's great. This one's great. It's like this. I've never seen a wedge like this ever in my life, ever. And I mean, I fucking hate wedges. That is just silliness. It doesn't even fit. It doesn't even fucking fit. This would be your channel right here, and you actually could make a measure move on this, which is why I want you to look at it right here, right now. And I imagine it probably, or maybe not, lines up with the $42,000 target. Actually, a little bit below there, it would be about 41.5, but still within the vicinity. So that would be somewhat relevant. Perhaps we even mark that one off, be between about the 55 and the 200. Although I do believe that if Bitcoin starts to come back down below there, probably do have to start to entertain the conversations of a major reversal. Sorry, not just a major reversal. It would be more than that, because that'd be obviously the daily reversal already. But perhaps that would be your trappy situation that I was going over about a month ago. But thus far, I do believe that other things have superseded that, and it is no longer like the main topic of conversation for myself as of right now. As long as Bitcoin's especially about $42,000, or especially as long as it's above $46,000. I mean, for the love of God, like, we're still very far away from this region. But again, keep in mind that if you are in the lower time frames right now, we are setting up for a high term time frame move. And, I do fear, especially reading some comments in the Discord sometimes, that people are going to be very unprepared for, a $5,000 to $10,000 move when, a $1,000 move seems to like really rattle some people, which fair enough. You're entitled to think and feel however you want to think and feel, but be prepared that this is going to get very, very nasty, both to the upside or downside. I mean, it's kind of funny. Who gets liquidated the most in upside markets? Longs, actually, as verified by one of my good friends, a cave member over here. Anyways, again, volatility is fully contracted over here pretty much. So the resolution of this is very likely to be a big one. I mean, the last time we saw a signature like this was coming out of July, July lows right here, basically getting ready for a $21,000 move. I mean, that's kind of significant. Same thing over here, right? This was essentially calling it, well, I doesn't call the top, but this precipitated the about $15,000 move. Sorry, more like $20,000 move from top to bottom before essentially just trend reversal overall. And then can we find another example other than that? Yes, we can. Right on over here when it was this low coming out of the October reaccumulation at about $10,000, 10,500 to be exact. And that was about a 100% move from 10,000 to 20,000 bucks, pretty much unabated right there as well. So there you go. We are going to be looking at a big move from here. And again, if you are rattled by $1,000 move or even a $2,000 move, understand that this is setting up for a much bigger move than that, especially if you've been kind of lulled into a false sense of security during these last couple weeks here when Bitcoin's mostly just been going up and having this small, slow trudge to the upside as it does put in its interim top for now. Anyways, Jesus Christ, I hate it when I talk with that sort of inflection. It's terrible. It's like the worst. I need to make a note to myself not to do that. Just feel free to call me out and say, Krown, go fuck yourself. If you ever talk like that again, you cunt. Sorry. Oh, shit. I said the C word. The other C word. Definitely getting demonetized for this one, but that's okay. Already played some music anyway, so it doesn't matter, man. Doesn't fucking matter. Anyways, just so you know, all my videos are pretty much demonetized, especially when I play like other people's musics, although the one that I played today I actually own the rights to. I saw a lot of people asking for the song name in the comment section earlier. It's actually you can actually find the song on YouTube in my channel. I think it's like the Anthem of the Cave, something to that tune. It's made by actually a professional producer, a really talented guy, by the way, but who goes by the name of Corduroy. You can find him on Spotify. I don't know if he has the song uploaded there, but he's he's a mastermind. Massive respect for him. I don't know if he's here right now, but he's great. Anyways, I see you, BG. I see you, Justin Young. Let's perhaps get into the comment section now. Buried Alive's here as well. Meccan, there he is. Nimbo, oh baby. Hopefully Miss Allie's doing well. And yep, Caretaker's on, of course. He Elsa's here too, so that's cool. Caretaker's on vacation right now. He's having a good time at a beach. I'm gonna take a sip of this water and then we'll get into some good old comments over here. Mr. Symbol MS, good morning to you as well, man. You have a nice day. Thank you for that nice and positive message. Fuck yeah, man. I need to figure out a way to get actually the comments back on screen. I used to do that, but oh well. What's up, Spencer Smith, 69 Ethereum? Nice. Yes, exactly right. Miguel, what's up, man? Okay. Hey, Krown, you're right. Still identified trading style that fits me best. Fair enough. That's the majority of the game, really. Got 9 to 5 in newborn. Holy shit, man. That is not enough time indeed. How would you do it? Okay, so here's actually a really good question. I think I'm gonna record this one and put it in like a psychological video or something, and we'll load up your chart over here too. Look at that afterwards. But basically, let me repeat this. Okay, so the question is from Mr. Miguel of our lovely community. He says, I'm still identifying my trading style that fits me best. I got a 9 to 5 and a newborn, not much time. How would you do it? So first and foremost, understand that if you are really limited with time and you are not still familiar with your overall trading style, then you really have to consider, is this a good idea to be investing time into that to begin with? Because while I do not have a kid myself, in fact, I'm actually literally snipped, so probably not gonna be happening. And I do understand that it's a humongous commitment. It's a lot of work, and you're probably not gonna be getting like a whole hell of a lot of sleep, from what I understand, by having a newborn. Fair enough. Having a kid is great, and more power to you. Obviously, I mean that's awesome. But do you actually have the time to invest in something? Would be a good question to ask yourself to begin with, because if you are past the learning phase where like you actually know your strategies, you actually know what you want to do, and you've gone through all the rigmarole, backtesting and whatnot, then you can probably backwards engineer something that would work for you. I'd imagine that would come alongside with trading very high term timeframes, probably no less than a daily, and you'd probably be trading more swing trading style, not doing intraday scalping, because you don't have the screen time, and that's fair enough. You can still make it work, I suppose, but you're going to be getting less frequent signals, obviously being on like a daily 2-day or weekly in this case. But at the same time, if you're not already there, if you're not already successful in your own trading style, it's hard to kind of just pivot onto that to begin with. So here's what I would say. If you really wanted to try to fit something in, what I'd do is I would first not trade a real fucking account. I cannot stress this goddamn enough. Please, I know that many people will hear this statement and just kind of let it go in one ear, out the other ear, say that, yeah, that might be true for other people, but it's not true for me. You know, I'm special. And look, I get it. You know, I was the same way. I was very very insufferable when I was first learning, probably for my own mentors. And Elsa's having a laugh attack over there. And you know, I certainly risked way too much way too early on, and all it did was set me back further and further because I was losing my trading equity while still learning. When you don't need to do that, trade a goddamn testnet account and test whatever strategy that you think might work with your lifestyle on that first. And I've actually, I don't think that you're in the program, but I did upload a new video into the program. If you are in the program, both the TA and Neophyte, that is titled I actually don't know what it's titled. I think it's titled how to test your strat. It's something along the lines of how to test your strategy. It comes after the trade strategy and checklist. By the way, that's how you can find it right there. And more importantly, it goes over my personal way of backtesting strategies, which first aligns with actually looking at historical signals of whatever trade strategy I'm potentially, you know, looking at. And I want to see at least 50 iterations, sometimes even up to 100 iterations, depending upon what time frame that I'm using. If it's a lower term time frame, I'll use more iterations just because it's more relevant. And and if it's obviously a higher term time frame strategy, I'll use a little bit less. But after that, if it passes the first test on a back test, just literally just looking at back testing, then I'll move it on into the next phase where I put it on a testnet account. I do not trade it on a real fucking dollar account. By the way, I still do this myself when I'm testing out new strategies. By the way, like, I'm not above the process. No one is above the process to my awareness. And so then once I go into a testnet account, I will trade the strategy in real time, again, depending upon the time frame of it, somewhere between about 50 to 100 iterations, and document all the goddamn results so that you have statistics on it, your own user-generated statistics that are specific to your strategy in the way that you deem it. Again, in your specific case, I imagine you're probably going to be trading higher term timeframes, either like a daily swing trading strategy, or or maybe weekly levels. Perhaps that's probably the most relevant towards you specifically, but I am speaking towards the general audience here right now as well. And so I'd start there. Once you are satisfied with those iterations and the results from them, then you can move on into the next phase, which is putting all of your money into it. No, we start off with a low dollar amount, and then every 20 to 50 or so iterations, again, depending upon your time frame, you can start to up or at least I can start to up the the equity use for those trades, and then move it on from there until I get to my desired size. If you can do that, then you're probably going to be on a pretty damn good path, and hopefully that was helpful right there. But again, please do not, if you're not already there in your own way, in your own words, then don't try to fucking rush it, because it's probably just gonna be money down the drain, and you could better use it for like a charity maybe. So there you go. Hopefully that was helpful, sir. All right, you're also looking at UTK USD 1 hour, 1 day and 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour trading a 4 hour whilst having a kid, probably not going to be great. At least I'd guess. If we fib UTK, the daily and 4 hour, how do we really confirm range has changed? How do we confirm that range has changed? You don't need fucking fib for this one. It should be pretty obvious in this case. If the range has changed, well, the range is quite literally just this. Okay, let's chart this out for a 4 hour specifically. It's going to be a little more obvious right here. Where's your range highs? Right here, about 49 cents. Where's your range lows? Right here, about 41 cents. As long as you're in between this region right here, it's just consolidating, no resolution. You do a potential reversal on your hands here. That probably does hold, to be honest with you. But if you do break below 41 cents, I would look for this one to come all the way down to 35 and, well, cough up probably bounce there, but cough up the majority of the rally. By the same token, above about 49 cents, I would be looking for this one to enter into the next sort of trending phase to the upside from that time frame perspective. Daily is in a much more bullish posturing than bearish, to be fair. Long term, not the most impressive chart of all time. Probably something I'd want to stay away from. But hey, man, more power to you. It's your life, of course. Other than that, though, I don't really have a strong opinion on this. Fibs are not going to get your ranges right here, just for what it's worth. Just your ranges are going to get your fucking ranges in this case. And there, Bitcoin is rallying up to about 47 to 150 or so. Let's see if we can take out this region right here, and that would look good for the next, movie there. Anyways, Go Lucky says, "What the fuck? The bull moon failed. Ah, freak." Back to 9 to 5 p.m. We're all poor again. Holy shit, man. Bitcoin went from $29,000 to $51,000, and now it's back down to $47,000. I'm poor. Fuck. I need to invest in more koalas. That's the only way to make money nowadays. Anyways. Jack Axman says, "Good morning, Krown. What's up, man? Solana USD, short and medium term." Yeah, we'll record this one as well. Right here, Solana. Okay, Binance. And you're looking at a 4 hour. Ooh, oh man, is Solana going to be working this market once again? Yeah, let's record this one. This one's good. All right, here we have Solana, Sol versus the dollar on a 4 hour, and I think we're gonna do a general overview of this one. This one's requested by Mr. Jack Assman. He wants to look at short and medium term time frames specifically. Well, I think the short term is quite obvious right here, freshly breaking out after a nice little sideways consolidation. I do believe that this does bode well for the rest of the market. We've kind of seen Solana, whatever the fuck, Lana, lead the majority of this, of this run, actually making moves mostly before Bitcoin and mostly just being insufferably bullish over here, actually. Daily's very obviously breaking out right here. You will get your confirmations, theoretically speaking, with any sort of a closure, basically above $80, and I'll be looking for the next set of targets to be hit, somewhere around about $85 to $86. We do have a measured move here as well, which pointed a little bit higher, but I suspect that that's a little bit aggressive. Yeah, so that'll be a technical target between about 85.5 all the way up to potentially $90. At that point, do I think that it just continues on from there over the next few weeks? Probably yes. That is a daily specifically, though. And it's looking very fucking good right now as well. Do we have any sort of divergences to be aware of? No, we do not actually, but this one is getting, somewhat frothy here. We will be creating bearish divergence very likely on this next drive to new highs, but of course that does imply that the rally continues on from here. To be honest with you, I would not be surprised to see this thing hit $100 plus over the next 3 to 4 weeks. Anyways, going down to the short-term timeframes and the medium-term timeframes, 4 hour freshly breaking out as well, looking good right here. 4 hour RSI back in the bullish control zone for the first time in a while after this short form accumulation. And we do see a little bit of bullish divergence come off of yesterday's low. I believe we identified that. And we do see that volatility is also increasing with price action, essentially, well, breaking out as well. So the breakout is real as far as I look at it. And I would be looking for the target to be met, probably a short-term pullback from there, and then very likely does work its way upwards and onwards into early September. Looking at the hourly right here, is there anything of particular interest? Not necessarily. You do have a nice little spike low on your retest of $79 breakout. So as long as you're above there, the breakout is real. Could you have a fake out? Yes, there's always a possibility of that, but the area to confirm it is incredibly obvious. As long as you're above $79, there's no talks of that. Below there on an hourly closure, this one fails, and I'd be looking for a move back down to like low 70s. But I don't think that's what's happening right here. This one's very painfully obvious. One of the strongest charts in cryptocurrency land, especially for like the large caps. And if we do start to move this back once again, you can see that the more long-term targets are actually nicely into the $100 region. Very, 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 very good chart. Again, amongst the best cryptocurrency charts, perhaps even in one of the best right here. And even the 12-hour just got a fresh drive of hidden bullish divergence. This is looking good. 12-hour lost its downside curvature on 12-hour Joule. 12-hour BBWP expanding as well. Good. And I just want to check one last thing over here just to see if we are seeing higher term time frame momentum oscillators turn up here as well. Let's see hourly, way the fuck up there as you would expect, but where's the 12-hour? Yeah, about to freshly cross the upside with any sort of a closure above 76.63. This is looking very, very good. And again, I do believe that this does bode well for Bitcoin. Daily Stokes, same thing, 75.43. So looking good there for Solana. Enjoy your Solanas, and hopefully that is what you're looking for. Nice one, man. Nice. Franz says, "Hello, sir. I'm Sir. Hello." SPRT. Yeah, man, I get like fucking emails about this shit stock over here. Anyways, we can look at this one. There's a short squeeze happening. I think that's yes, it would appear so. It would appear so. Anyways, your close after hours 27.12. Okay, wow. So this one really got up there. This one did just hit all the targets, smash all the targets. Let's see what this whole range was suggesting right here. Okay, that's actually going to give us the good ones, it looks like. Okay, so we sold off on what? About the 3.618. Okay, very interesting. squeezed up there. From your experience, does a short squeeze happen fast and then drop due to profit taking? Yeah, I mean, typically speaking, yes. I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to say for this one particularly. We need to see the history of it. Yeah. Okay. So this is just a shitcoin of a stock, basically, is what it is, and that's why we need to see context of it, and that's why I would say the rally will eventually fail, just like GameStop, just like AMC. But it can go on for a little bit of time, and these rallies and this rally very likely does extend a little bit more after a pullback. I would probably be looking for a pullback today, somewhere down around either 22 and a half to $24 actually, and then probably a bounce there, and then maybe one more run to new highs coming into next week. However, I would not look for this to continue on for much longer on this one, and then it's going to go into kind of what you see on GameStop, where it gives a few tries, gets a few more people in, but it takes like a year or two. If this is like one of those Reddit run bullshits over here. But in this case, short term very likely does pull back to those levels, and then I'd be looking for another try to the upside. I mean, this is actually pretty good right here. I don't suspect that this is gonna end right now or anytime soon. It's it's gonna trade sideways for a long time at very worst, and then probably cough it up maybe like around end of the year or early like 2022. So yeah, Darren Garish says XPR USD Proton daily. Okay. Proton, huh? I like protons. Good for lifting. Let's see. We have a shitcoin of a stock or a shitcoin of a chart. Look, man, we don't have any history here. I don't know what I can look at this for you. Just added a KuCoin. Yeah, that's the problem with it, man. It's just added. We don't have any history for this one. So maybe there's another exchange that'll actually have some history here. God damn, this is not easy on the eyes right here. I don't have an opinion on this thing, man. I can't give you a good faith opinion on this. Maybe OKX. Okay, OKX. Thank God for OKX. Thank God for OKX. This looks terrible long term. Just god awful, man. One of the worst charts we've seen today by far. Jesus Christ, it just gets worse and worse the further back that you go. I mean, geez, you don't need to trade this thing, man. Anyways, you're looking at a 4 hour specifically. We can do that. I would be looking for a bounce off this region right here. Is this the same chart though? This one's trading at 0.4 of a cent. Where's this one? Yeah, about same thing. Okay, yeah. I would be looking for a bounce around here, but it is kind of like a critical bounce area, right? If you are looking at this, you're essentially your hopium is essentially that it holds the last 4 hour low, which is about 0.4 of a cent even, which you're kind of at right now. So I would be looking for this one to bounce back up, probably around about 4.5 of a cent, somewhere around here, if this one is going to work out. But the second that you start to crack below this region right here, look for this one to go back to where it more or less belongs, honestly. Terrible long term. I would not expect this thing to really do anything of particular interest. But hey, at least for now, I would respect the trend reversal for now, and there is some exciting stuff going on here potentially if you can start to trade back above about 5.3 of a cent. For what it's worth. But again, you just, while everything else in their mother is rallying up and having these phenomenal moves, this thing is just can't even catch a fucking bit. It looks terrible, man. And if you're gonna be kind of reliant on an exchange pump, that's usually not how good names operate. But short term very likely does bounce off this level. Again, you're gonna have some hidden bullish evidence right here too. So at the very least, probably like 4.5 of a cent. Is where I'd be looking for. Sorry, not 4.5, but 0.5, something like that. Anyways, hopefully that was helpful, sir. Walker Home Solutions says, hello, sir. AXS near medium term. Okay. AXS. Oh, shit. I just not at the bottom of the comments right here. Okay, come on. There we go. Okay, nice one. You're looking at ASX. We'll go this one versus the dollar. And what time frames are you looking at? Near and midterm. God damn, man, include some fucking time frames for the love of God. At least it's better than nothing. But you're still looking at something like this right here, right? This is the Bula Hopium, and I do expect that you will bounce off this level. In fact, I will record this one as well because why the hell not, man? It's Axes. Everyone's talking about it right now. It's a hot thing. All right, here we have Axes, symbol AXS versus the dollar, requested by Mr. Walker Home Solutions. He's looking at near and medium term. We'll look at the overall or just the general outlook on this one, because I don't necessarily know what low and medium term means to you, although it's better than nothing. But short term, I would be looking for it to give a little bit of a base right around about 65 to 66 bucks. Kind of a few spikes down there on the daily thus far. Do we have any sort of evidence to be aware of right now? Not necessarily, not necessarily for, at least for the daily, maybe on the 12-hour, perhaps, if you do want some more Bula Hopium. Yeah, we could see some potentially form right here. We are still operating on higher lows. However, it needs to, or sorry, it's not necessarily needs to, but if it is going to do something like this, if it is going to confirm hidden bullish evidence on the 12-hour, we'd expect it to pop back up and close above about 72.85 to confirm that, and then I'd be looking at another run towards the highs of this current rally at about 79 and 3/4 to $80 or so, and very likely an upside resolution from there coming into early September. With that in mind, 4-hour time frame right here, we still actually following the same uptrend trend line that we did put in, I think last time someone asked about this a couple days ago. Anyways, for right now, you know, I'd respect it until proven otherwise. In this case, we do see a few good things going on right here. This pullback is all coming on declining volatility. Whenever I see something like that, I look at that as contraction into the context of the general trend. For this one, that would be an uptrend still on pretty much all time frames, actually. So I do look at this as a healthy consolidation first and foremost, as long as that condition is met. Where do you start to lose that condition? 4-hour closures below about 67.25, or actually more like 67.5 would do it for me. And I'd be looking for a move all the way down to about 62.5 to $63. Very likely a bounce there, but very likely a failure under there as well, more long term. For right now, though, I still do give the nod to the Bulas here. And if we do go on to the weekly, again, I'm not necessarily bearish on a chart that looks like this. Neither am I on the 5-day just yet, although it could be a bit short-term toppy. Yes, let's go look at momentum also and see if they have anything more interesting to say, especially on the short-term timeframes here. We can look at some like a daily, which is obviously down. And again, daily Stokes are coming down alongside volatility coming down, and price action is still maintaining its overall uptrend. And it will actually turn back around with any sort of a closure above $81, which is above the highs of this current consolidation. So that is good confluence right there. I don't think it's happening today or tomorrow, to be fair. But if you are going to see this one continue on, you do want to see this low hold right here and then work its way back up, precipitated by the lower term timeframes, namely the 4-hour right here. Nice little good one. And we do see that that's going to actually be crossing up as long as we do close above 68 and about 3/4. And right now we're almost a clean buck above that. So the longer that this one trades sideways, the more and more that I would be looking at this to be resolved to the upside and more long term, probably into early September, gun for those more long term targets, of which we could maybe come up with some right now. Yeah, it'd be somewhere in, somewhere just shy of $90 or so if we do start to break out of the top side of this whole consolidation thus far. Again, if it does start to break the downside, it's going to be a long way down probably, but this is still looking more or less, fine, just in kind of the sloppy format that many altcoins do trade, but not bad, not bad. At least for right now. And again, another kind of chart that makes me consider that Bitcoin, has a chance right here. Obviously alongside Solana, alongside a lot of the other strong ones, we expect to see the strong ones doing something like this, and that's what Axios is doing right now. So still one of the best charts in cryptocurrency land, and the areas are pretty damn obvious right there too. Hopefully that was helpful, and there you go, sir. All right, Mr. K says Simple K again. There he is, Mr. Simple K. Symbol K, not simple. Like Simple Jack. Trust swap. What the fuck is trust swap? 4-hour and daily, please. Sure. Okay. Trust swap. I need my trust swap. Poloniex and Uniswap. Oh fuck, this is gonna be great. All right, let's try this. Okay, and what are you looking at again? 4-hour and daily. All right, daily is definitely a laggard in this market, definitely a weak one, and probably not the one that you want to be playing. It's going to be at the mercy of whatever Bitcoin does. Obviously, whenever we talk about altcoins, that is just the case, and this one is going to be probably an outperformer to the downside if Bitcoin does break down here. But again, the levels for this one actually pretty damn obvious. In fact, even a little more obvious than Bitcoin in this case, at about 129.5. Below there, especially on a daily, I would look for this whole rally to just fall apart down to about $1 even again. However, for right now, I imagine that the short-term timeframes are probably holding it up. And yes, what do you know? You have it right here, right now. Actually, I would be looking for this one to pop back up. Again, we do have a decent setup on 4-hour RSI, rejecting the bearish control zone. Now about to close back above the exponential on this one as well, looking good in that case. And you would have a natural target short-term of like 150 or so. But it's hard to get excited about this thing for like a continuation of this trending move. One, because it's rather weak, but two, because you still do hold the 4-hour downtrend. And where does that change around? Above about 166 or so. Above there, I would start to look for this one to actually give another gun up somewhere around about 230 to anywhere between about 230 to 250 or so, and then judge it from there. But for right now, I don't really have anything else to say about this. I'd still say that this one's more or less on this I suppose, bullish side, but it's not strong. So if Bitcoin shows any weakness, this thing is going to go back down to fucking Goblin Town. And by the way, we saw Goblin Town yesterday because we've been watching The Hobbit, and Goblin Town, very fucking nasty. Not a place that you want to be, in fact. Goblin Town with this massive fat motherfucker troll thing, goblin, I think he's a goblin actually, very, 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 very bad. Oh god damn it, Scott Barney is here again. Krown went to Sweden to date underage girls and he found Elsa, and that's why she can't show her face. That's exactly true, Scott Barney. You are oh so wise, sir. Another very thoughtful comment for our lovely community member Scott Barney, everyone. SEC is here. I learned the most getting wrecked. Those are lifetime lessons that taught me how to stay profitable. I do understand that, and yes, I've probably learned the most from getting wrecked as well. But what's a saying, man? How does that beautiful saying go? A smart man learns from his own mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. Look, if I can help someone from not going fucking broke just by following that goddamn strategy plan, it's like. It's like the world will probably be better for it, because it's really, 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 really not fun to do. And while you probably learn the most from getting wrecked, it's the most difficult to come back from, especially zero, right? So please do understand that while getting wrecked can be a very positive experience, at the same time, we want to avoid that as much as possible. It's not just like if you get wrecked, you're guaranteed to internalize the lesson. Although technically speaking, you're going to be a lot more, set up emotionally to do that. I mean, realistically, Mr. SEC, which is a great name, realistically, it's actually very difficult to change as a person, and the ways that we do change, the ways that we're kind of set up to change, is when we have like a massive emotional shock. And what can be emotional shock? I don't know, losing all your fucking money can be a good one, right? So that can open up the veins to actually change, but that also implies that you actually learned something very, very important there that will make it so that later on you will actually be successful, because otherwise just a continuous loop, right? So while I completely agree with what you're saying, actually, I completely agree with what you're saying. It's just, please understand that if you are listening to this conversation right now, if you can save yourself from that and benefit from other people getting wrecked rather than you yourself having to get wrecked, that's going to be a much better scenario to be in, because again, it is very, very difficult to come back from zero, and you're definitely going to be the outlier if you do. I don't think it's common. I think most people basically quit after that. With anything, of course. I mean, this is pretty much just general life. Anyways, Valarius and Efron Junior Fun Times. What the is this legal? Hex did a new high today. Please check it. Oh dear. Okay, it is definitely illegal. We are talking about Hex now. Yeah, we can look at Hex. No problem. I imagine, yep, we are still en route to my 25-cent target on this one. I don't have any reason to change this, man, or woman. It's hard to tell because you have many genders represented in your username. But what's funny about that? It's 2021. Get with the fucking times. Yeah, I'm still looking towards 25 cents on this one. It's actually one of the best charts in cryptocurrency land. The problem is, or like, let me ask you this. I guess you can trade it on Uniswap. Why is it not listed on any exchanges? That would be my question on this one. It's just something that I've wondered a little bit. But yeah, still a good chart. Do you have a bit of this is actually the most obvious cup and handle I think I've ever seen in my life, and I usually don't even care about them. But if it's this obvious, I'm just curious. Oh, what do you know? It's actually right around my 25-cent target. Actually, a little bit higher than that. Hex, the one that just doesn't go down. This is the real stock market right there. Powerful Hex. There you go. John, you says, hey, Krown, can you please look at C98 and offer your thoughts on the 1 and 4 hour? Okay, so we looked at this one yesterday, right? This thingy? This thingy. Yeah, this thingy. 1 and 4 hour. Okay. Short term, a little bit of a short term breakdown right there. Is it losing structure? Hard to make much out of this, man. Do you see any sort of... Nope, we don't. This one's breaking down, man. I think that this one's breaking down right here. I do think that it could pop back up somewhere around about 480 or so, but you got you got lower highs as long as you're below about 540 or so. This is kind of like your major area right there. As long as you're below there, direction is down, and I'd be looking somewhere around 3 3/4 over the next probably over the next week or so, and probably bounce there. Yeah, it does look rather toppy on the daily as well, at least for the information that we do have. Other than that, though, I don't really have anything else to say about it. This one actually looks like it's breaking down. So we see our first chart today that actually looks like it is in the process of putting in a nice little high right there. Problem is, though, is that again, anywhere above about let's call it on a very short term time frame on a tick above about 545, good. There's your confirmation of trap. on a 2-hour closure above about 515 would look good as well. Whichever one of those things happens first. But for right now, probably like a very, very short-term time frame bounce. But again, be cognizant of your lower highs on this one. And I'm inclined to say that you're probably going to get trend continuation as usual in these things. Even the short-term time frame momentum oscillators are in a more bearish posture on this one specifically. So there you go. Hopefully that was helpful as well, sir. Micah says, would 42,000 hit be good for blue buy signal confirmation? It's already been confirmed, if that's what you're asking. There's no taking that away. I think your real question, or if I had to interpret your question, I think your question more or less boils down to, does that unconfirm the blue buy signal in the hash ribbons? It's funny that people call it the blue buy signal now. Like, I'll look at other channels and people will be talking about the blue buy signal. Look, that's not like a technical term. I just call it the blue buy signal because it's blue and it says buy. You just say the buy signal too. It's all good. But would it essentially destroy that signal? No. Below 38,300 would actually be it. It would be this low right here. That's where that signal and the historical relevancy of it gets completely destroyed. Again, right here. Actually, 38,200 right there. That's where it becomes no longer valid. If I understand your question properly. Jay says EGLD USD 4-hour and daily. Okay. What this one is. EGLD versus tethers. Actually looks eerily similar to Bitcoin, as you would expect. 4-hour, a little bit of a short-term bouncy bounce. Definitely a little bit comparatively weak to Bitcoin, but are we going to play out this bounce a little bit more? Very likely, yes. We do not have anything right there. Maybe on a 12-hour. I'm trying to find some hopium for you, sir. Now, actually the daily is the most obvious one right here. 128.5, very, 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 very important to hold. If you do fail that area, I would be looking for this one to initiate the downside. Short term would be about 117.5, and you probably do see a general move towards 107, 108 region. Until that happens, though, I do expect that this one will trade with Bitcoin, and so you can expect some sloppy-ish price action over here, with this one being an altcoin, obviously. Something like this is what I'd be looking for right here. That's like a short term. This was relevant for yesterday. Short term, I probably do look for a pop back up somewhere around about 140 or so. But it's hard to get excited about this one. As long as you are especially below about 144.5 or just 145, it is still just another lower high. Above there, you do have your trap confirmation. I'd be looking for another retest of about 150 to 155 or so. Again, it's probably going to be led by Bitcoin. And personally speaking, I do think that actually will happen. But for right now, it is prudent to say that, yeah, I mean, that is technically a more bearish setup right here. Although personally speaking, I do think that this one will bounce up, likely led by Bitcoin. But it is pretty damn important to hold its current level right here. So you do have a very obvious area of management and invalidation, which is great for trading, but maybe that's relevant to you, maybe that's not relevant to you. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to say about this. If it does start to break down, though, this is going to look very fucking bad. Again, while I do think that it would ultimately hit around 107.5 before the next sort of generally big bounce, and probably another bounce like somewhere around here. Around 116, 117. I do think that this one would end up coming down below $100 again if that were to happen. So you're kind of at like a do or die moment. Let's see what the long term looks like. Long term, pretty good chart actually, at least for the history that we have, going back a couple of years there. So it ain't bad, but kind of at like a major precipice right there. Again, easier to watch Bitcoin, but you can kind of see like the relevant regions as well. Okay, cool. Super Googly says, hey Krown, do you usually exit or hold your positions into liquidity events like FOMC and Jackson Hole? I pretty much always exit, or I want my deltas to be very, 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 very low. So when FOMC meetings would come around when I was trading traditional markets, I would actually do, and this is specific to market making because I was a market maker authorized trader, is what I would do is I would put all my quoting machines on maintenance mode, which means that I would still quote because you actually are kind of required to quote still, but I would be so far off the fucking markets that like if you were to hit my bid or offer, it would be so far out of the money that I would just be like, okay, that's a free trade right there. So that those are the only trades that I take during that time. And then also what I'd sometimes do on FOMC or just like these sort of volatile events is I would mark off like the very high term time frame levels. I'm talking not like a fucking daily, but like a weekly. And I'd be interested in scalping those levels, but nothing lower than that. Yeah, you can sometimes make out like a bandit on the lower term time frame levels, but when it does go wrong, it goes terribly wrong. And those can be, in some cases, even career ending events I've seen. So I just think that when you get into an event like that, look, the people who have an edge in an event like that are the people with insider information, not people using technical analysis. There's going to be some ways to use it, like I just postulated right there, but your edge is if you are using technical analysis or any sort of analysis, I don't care what it is going to be massively diminished during that time, unless if you're an insider. So I just choose to not trade, because why would you trade if your percentage, if your statistics of your strategy actually working are just going to be diminished by happenstance because you have something else going on? You have you have another variable. It would just not wise to do in the way that I look at things. Like, it always comes back down to that: are you fucking with the statistics or not? If you are, then it's not wise to put your money into that. It would be like, you go to play poker and your hand, I don't know, like, I don't know poker enough to make an analogy. All right, so I'm just going to avoid that. Going further than that. Hopefully that was clear though. Chester Adlin says, "Hello Zimzer, her got liquidated longing GRT, but I'm doubling down, going in bigger to ride the magic dragon. Boolah Jesus is on my side. Thoughts on GRT?" Well, hopefully that is just a troll comment, because I don't know how you get liquidated when this thing is well, I don't know. This one isn't like the best. Why would someone troll? That is a really good question, actually. On the internet, you think someone would just do that, go on the internet and tell lies? All right, we'll record this one. Here we have the graph symbol GRT versus the dollar being requested by Chester Adland. He's been liquidated, but somehow he's found some more monies to trade this one. So we'll give him a general analysis for this one. And while this one is not necessarily looking the most the most strong on the higher term timeframes, I would be looking for a bounce off this level right here on the 4 hour. You did lose your uptrend. You did lose your uptrending trend line right there, for lack of a better term. Jesus Christ, man, I'm really struggling for my words in the early morning hours, but I would be looking for this one similar to Bitcoin to rally up regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish. In this case, this one probably somewhere around about 91 to 92 cents or so. But keep in mind that your lower highs are going to be present as long as you're below about 97 cents. So where could this next one potentially come in at if we are going to continue on with the overall downtrend? I would say that you have a big point of interest between about 91 to 92 cents in this case, meaning that if you do see any sort of weakness right around there, not going to be interpreted well. I'd be looking for another retest of the lows, maybe another short-term bounce there, and then probably a breakdown below this level, confirmed below about 83.5 cents all the way down to about 73, 74 cents. For the time being, though, I actually do think that Bitcoin has a chance here. So I, kind of have to look at it in the same vein as basically all the other coins within this market as well. And in this case, if you do start to see 4 hour closures, especially above about 92 cents, that's your first warning sign that we probably do put in a bit of a short-term trap here. Confirmation on it would be, again, above this lower high right here at about 97 cents or so. Above there, I'd be looking for this one to generally float back up around the highs, maybe spend some more time going sideways after that in this range, and then perhaps give another try to the upside into early September, that is. Looking at the daily right here, do we see anything of particular obviousness? Still kind of chopping around the 21, but you still got higher lows on the daily as well, which is good. And if this one can, probably not going to do it today, but if it can confirm a local low right here, which would basically be closing above the 21 today and then, trading above the high of it tomorrow, then you actually will have hidden bullish divergence, a pretty drastic drive of it on the daily right here. And that will essentially be a target back up about 105 to 106 highs right here, and probably continuation on top of that. But for right now, this one's a bit under pressure. Definitely a laggard within this market. So if it does start to break down and you do see it take out, I think it was the 83 cent level, there's going to be bounce along the way, but I'll be looking for this one to come down certainly below 70, probably into the 60 cent range, like low 60 cent range for the next potential bounce. Long-term weeklies, not too helpful. You're still resting on the 21. Really don't want to see it spend too much time there. That is not the best signal. And bi-weekly is looking like a rejection coming into the end of this week as well, which is not good either. And the 5-day, still okay. 5 days kind of the hopium for the boolahs right now, I do suppose. But we can maybe go look at it from a momentum oscillator perspective as well. I expect that there's some things to be aware of over here. Let's see. Let's go down to a 4 hour. Yep, we do see short-term time frames very likely to bounce here. So I would be looking at a move short-term, regardless of whether you're bullish or bear, somewhere around like 91 to 92 cents, and then kind of judge it from there. Let's see if the 12-hour daily shows anything of interest as well. 12 hours come all the way down, 95 or 95.5 cents being the magical number on that one. Daily shows 107, so confluent with the top side of the range. That'd look very, very good. I'd give it a chance first. I'd certainly give it a chance first, and then come back to it probably early next week and see where we're at after that. And hopefully that was helpful, sir. Short-term bouncy. Let's see. Mr. Almasari, we've already looked at goddamn support stock. God, jeez, fucking Christ. MAC reversal. Oh, you mean a macro reversal? I wouldn't say that just yet, man. You usually do not see short squeezes into a macro reversal. They usually get sold into. They can get continuation, yes, absolutely, but I do not trust them for macro reversals. In my experience, it almost never works out. But they can go on for a while. Like you see GameStop, you see AMC, and those ones are going to go on for longer too. I mean, let's go look at the general one, GameStop right here. Yeah, same shit right here. Get another anemic pump. This one, might trade a little bit higher here too, like 240 to 250ish region. I suspect it's just going to be another lower high. However, this one again going to take a long time. Going to take probably months. Or sorry, not months, but another year to a year and a half, I would say, before the inevitable does happen. La Major says new USD on Coinbase. Okay, so this is not a stock. This is a derp. Okay, I'm gonna guess that Binance has more history, so I'd like to go there actually. Oh Jesus, okay, maybe not. I guess it really is new. Geez, a bad fucking pun right there. All right, Coinbase has a little bit more. Actually, a lot more, in fact. What the fuck? Coinbase just lists anything now, don't they? Anyways. You're looking at daily, weekly. Okay. Daily, same setup that we see on a lot of the other ones. This one's extremely weak in comparison to most things within this market. But again, whatever Bitcoin does, this one will mirror. You do see that the daily is potentially going to print 1, 2, 3 drives of hidden bullish divergence if it can confirm a local low right here. And how would that have to happen? You'd have to close something like this or higher today, and then take out the top side of this, back around about 30 cents coming into tomorrow. And then yeah, I'd be looking for this one to trade its way sideways and up from here, back around the prior highs of like 33 cents. Again, it's probably not happening today, but I do think that this one, will have a chance. Similar to other things within this market. 4 hour. 4 hour looks a lot more sloppy than the other ones, but I wouldn't necessarily get bearish on this one just yet until you do break below 7 cents, or sorry, not 7, but 27 cents right here on a 4 hour dildo closure. If that starts to happen, I'd look for this one to give up its so far very unimpressive rally, probably all the way back down to like 23, maybe even 20 cent even. It looked very bad, but for right now, give it the benefit of the doubt. Although, do we have hidden bearish divergence on the weekly potentially present? Oh shit! And the weekly reveals maybe the 5-day. Yeah, the 5-day would even have it as well. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. Okay, so here's the thing on this one. If you do even just trade below the last 5-day low, which is 26.5 cents, if you even just trade below there, this is going to be another lower high in a series of lower highs going back to February 2021. And I'd be looking for it to tip on over throughout September all the way down to about 20 cents or so. But for right now, give it a chance. Bitcoin's rallying back up. It looks like we're about to hit the $47,300 target. So there you go. A little bit of hopium. And obviously, if Bitcoin picks it up from here, I would expect that altcoins in general pick it up as well. So yeah, probably going to be okay, at least for the short term. No one important says, hey sir, SXP. Okay, this sounds familiar. Is this a thing? Is it a thing? It's a thing. SXP US. Is this okay? Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna look at this one right here. Might even record this one as well. I remember that this is like a popular one, right? It's actually pretty good hourly chart, pretty good daily chart too. Yeah, this is definitely recorded. This is good. Okay, cool. Here we have SXP versus the dollar on Binance. What is the name of this one? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But this chart stands out head and shoulders amongst most things within the market that we've seen today. A very different chart, actually. Something that you don't get to typically see in cryptocurrency land. Things that stand out to me right now is on the weekly and higher term timeframes. We do have a series of macro higher lows, very lovely, and macro higher highs. So this is actually one of the few ones that's not in a potential weekly downtrend as of right now. So that's actually very good. Anyways, as far as your specific question, you did not have any time frames as usual. That's okay though. We can just make some up for you. 4 hour daily and weekly. 4 hours looking very good for general continuation actually from this level. I imagine we got some hidden bullish evidence right here. We do. This is coming within the context of increasing volatility. The moving average continues to move up. The moving average continues with its positive curvature right there. I'll be looking for this one extremely short term to make a run up towards about 420. Great number. And then very likely, if you do see any sort of closures on new highs above this region right here, basically that 420 number, I would look for this one to actually retest probably your prior macro highs in this case. No, sorry, I do curtail that statement. I would say about 475 to 480 or so. But this one's looking very, very good, actually. Head and shoulders above most other things that we've seen within this market. This whole pullback has come within the context of declining volatility. I'm very much inclined to say that, at least for myself, that this one very likely does head up here. And this is yet again another good signal, at least for Bitcoin. We want to see most of this market kind of operating together. Any sort of a daily closure, basically above like 420 is going to look really, really good for another retest of those, around those highs. And even the weekly had hidden bullish evidence come off that last low. I'd say that that's certainly played out thus far, but I want to see it on momentum charts over here. SXP, the dollar. Okay, let's see what we got over here. Daily is going to be turning back up with any sort of a closure above 440. That's probably not happening today. That's still a little bit further away right there. But that is kind of confluent with our next sort of general target if it does choose the upside route, which I believe that it probably will. And what do you know? 4-hour Stokes freshly turning up right here with any sort of a closure above 370 confirmation. So I expect that this one actually does have a bit of a run in store here. 12 hours going to show 440 as well. Let's see, what about the 6-hour? That one is also curling around 390 being the magical number on this one. I like to see those closures confirmed, and then I look for the next set of targets up to basically actually like 470 to 480 to be hit, and that's obviously going to bleed into the daily and 12 hours you just saw. And at that point, I'd be looking for a retest of prior highs, your $5.50 number, and then probably new all-time highs as it trends into the monthly closure, which is, for what it's worth, still looking pretty damn good right here. Not really enough history on the monthly to really go deep into it, but this is, one of the better charts that we've seen actually, and deserves a lot of respect for what it's worth. Whatever the fuck this thing does, don't know, but it's good. It's actually pretty damn good. Of course, I should offer up some invalidation points on the downside as well. It's actually very, very easy on this one. Invalidated on this whole trade idea below about 368 or so, and then I'd be looking for a retest of all the way down here around this prior low, also in line with the 200 exponential average as well at about $3, 305 to be exact, over time. But yeah, looking decent right there. Very interesting chart actually. Cool one. Colton Dunn says, "Hey buddy." I fucking hate it when like there's something weird. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Does anyone agree with this? But when another man calls you bud, do you feel like he's trying to belittle you? Maybe it's just me. I kind of always think that's what you say to like a fucking kid. Anyways, I'm probably crazy, and you're probably just trying to make conversation, and I'm giving you a hard time for that. I apologize, Mr. Colton Dunn. Buddy, you checked out ACH for me yesterday, hoping you could peep it again. Okay, thinking about and hoping and setting some targets and non-financial ideas on good entries. You didn't even get a fucking time frame, man. I don't know what a good entry is for you. It's like, what's a good entry? I don't know. Are you trading a 5-minute or a daily? It's like, what's the dealing? What is it? Yeah, Champ and Bud. Yeah, there you go, Empire. Yeah, my fucking man, Empire's got it right there. God damn it, Philson. Thought I could trust you, man. Anyways, go over to the daily over here. I expect that's where we actually made this chart. Okay, maybe not. Maybe the weekly. Yep, it was the weekly. It was the weekly. Let's make this for a daily, although we don't necessarily know what time frames you are going off of right here. And this one doesn't really even have too much of history anyways. I actually really can't make too much of this. Did choose a downside route, it looks like. What essentially, or where essentially would I be looking for bounces here? Again, it's very difficult to be looking for downside on altcoins when Bitcoin is looking a little bit of short-term up here, but next sort of short-term downside move would be down around about 9.2 cent or so. I don't know if you enter there. Again, I don't know what time frame you're fucking trading, man. So I don't really have a good answer for you, or any relevant answer for you. 5 days still good. I suspect but we really don't have enough history right there. If this one were to come down to about 9.2 cent, that'd look decent. For at least for a bouncy bounce. But as far as talking about long-term continuation, there is no long-term continuation on something that's been around for literally less than a month. Other than that, I just don't have an opinion on this one. If you want to trade the breakout, that would be about just under 12 cents at about 11.8. Until you get any one of those things, man, it's just there's really not much. I don't see much edge in this region right here. If anything, short-term would be a little bit bouncy. Again, it's kind of in no man's land right now. I don't really have a strong opinion on this, So I think the proper answer is a healthy amount of I do not know, and I also don't even know what time frames you're looking on this one. But other than that, bit of a rangy activity right here. The only reason why I'm essentially saying probably bounces right here is due to Bitcoin. But even Bitcoin just kind of tested that region. Let's see how it's responding right there. So far, a little bit of a pushback. That's okay. Let's see where it ends up over the next few hours here. God damn it, Colton. God damn it. I see over there, man. All right. Yeah, Champ is definitely the worst one. I agree, Kevin. Champ, Bud, Pal. It's like, what the fuck? One of my friends, like one of my really good friends one time called me Bud. I'm like, dude, what the never say that to me ever fucking again, you fucking weirdo. What the hell? What was that, man? What the fuck was that? Crypto fundamentals. Hey, welcome, man. And holy shit, man, I got to say massive thank you for the shout out on Twitter. That's epic, man. Holy moly. Ice $32,000. Okay, he's gonna send a message. Okay, gotcha. All right, then I will wait for that to happen, and I will move on to the next one for now. J3F is looking at Matic versus the dollar, 4-hour daily. Okay, all right. I think I got Matic over here. Where's my Matics? There we go, 139 or so. Short-term bouncy. And what time frame were you looking at? Let's actually record this one. This one's always interesting. Dr. Dayman. I am Dayman. Yes, that's right. All right, I am Dayman, sir. All right, let's get rid of this and let's retry this one. We got this area right here. Okay, let's record this one. This one should be interesting right here. Here we have Matic versus the dollar. We are looking at, we're actually going to do a general overview of this one. This is going to be requested by Mr. J3F of our lovely community. Still operating on, I imagine, higher lows on the daily, and very, very similar to Bitcoin, right? If you are bullish, you're expecting this to be a higher low right here, pretty much right at this level. If you start to lose about 130, about 138, it's going to start to look a lot more nasty with a retest of prior lows and probably, well, an overall reversal. But for right now, I still do, I always run with the prior trend until proven otherwise, and Bitcoin is in a more bouncy posturing as well. And in this case, it's probably not going to happen today, but if you are going to see a higher low printed here on the daily, you'd see something, something resembling a closure like this, hanging around the 21 for today. And then tomorrow, you want to see a trade above whatever the high of today is. And then at that point, you're going to be looking at this as a higher low. I imagine that comes alongside hidden bullish evidence on the daily. You would have obvious hidden bullish evidence right here, actually exaggerated lower lows on daily RSI with higher lows on price action, which would look good. And again, this pullback is all coming on declining volatility. So when you see something like that, you expect contraction essentially means consolidation, and consolidation within the context of a trend means higher lows. That would be your higher low right there. If that starts to happen, I start to look for this one to trudge its way back upwards and onwards towards the highs of this rally at like 160 to 165 or so, with very likely an upside resolution later into like early September. Anyway, short-term timeframes right here, as you did request. What are we looking at? Well, a little bit of short-term bouncy. Wouldn't mind it to pop back up to 146.5. But here's your confirmation of of a nice little short-term, well, it's not even a short-term track, 'cause this one doesn't really reverse here, but anywhere back above this last little 4-hour high at about 153 or so is where this one really starts to look good on a short-term time frame. Again, I don't think that happens today, but if it were to happen today, that'd probably be great for the longs right here. More importantly, if we go put this on our momentum charts, hopefully for the BULAs, you do see short-term time frame starting to turn up right now. And do we? 6-hour will turn up with any sort of a closure above 140. Okay, very interesting. That's just a 1 cent away. 4-hour will be turning up with any sort of a closure above 137. So you're clean 2 cents above that right now. Bi-hourly will show upside momentum as long as above 137 as well. And hourly will show we are probably already up, and we'll be trudging up as long as it's above 138. So looking good right there. Short term, yes, very likely up. Would be looking tentatively speaking somewhere around about $1.45 or so. You do something like this to get tentative targets, even on a even on like a lower high bounce, and that would be very, very likely between about 145 to 147 or so. But I'd give this one a chance, man, because the daily is actually a bit of a setup right there. And again, my personal rules, which may or may not be relevant to you, is to go with the daily trend until proven otherwise. And in this case, and in Bitcoin's case, that is still suggesting at the very least we bounce off this region. And then if you are bearish, you're looking for a lower high. If you are bullish, you're looking for it to kind of trade sideways and up through past that prior lower high at 155, and that'll look pretty damn good for the long term. Now, if it were to choose a downside route, which is obviously possible, although I would give this one a chance first and foremost, I would be looking at a move, confirmation below about 130, and then a move all the way down to like 105, 110 region. But for right now, it still looks okay on a daily. Let's see what the weekly looks like. A little bit anemic right there, not the best. That would be the bearish view. 5 days still kind of your bullish hopium, I suppose. But literally needs to bounce here. If you do start to see a break below there, then these targets are going to be, well, turn into downside targets there. But for now, again, it's kind of similar to yesterday and the day prior. Best case for BULAs, sideways. Sideways within this region with a little bit of short term up, and that'll look pretty damn good. Hopefully that was helpful, sir. All right, here we go. Wait, nope, sorry, I missed someone. Jesse LaJolie. Hopefully I have that right. I not asked for TA tonight. You just not cut that hair. Elsa poll on soon. What does that mean? I don't know. But all right, you have my word, sir. I just not cut hair. No problem. I've been doing pretty well at that for like the last. Man, is my my looks like my video feed's a little bit shaky there. It's not. Maybe I'm just fucked up right now, but it doesn't look like it's smooth right there. Anyways, yeah, man, I've been pretty good at not cutting my hair for like the last year, so it's working out well. People look at me very bizarrely on the street. Crookface says thoughts on pack on the 2 hour and moon phases on the daily. Let's just look at it. I don't see. Are you talking about this? Hold on. Is pack USD? Hold on. Okay, I'm guessing you're talking about this because I'm not seeing any cryptos come up with that ticker. Moon phases, I think we can maybe focus on more tangible things right now. Pretty good. Pretty fucking good right here. Let's see. What is your exact question though on the buy hourly? I don't even know if this is the one that you're looking at to begin with. But if it is a crypto, we can't pull it up. It's not on TradingView. Still holds the uptrend right here. You do expect your higher lows at the 55 if that is going to be true. And what do you know? This would be within the context if it does hold right there about a reaccumulation formation like in ascending triangle. That would look pretty damn good. It also implies you start to break this region below. Let's call it like 29. Let's call it 29.90 or sorry 29.90. Yes. I would look for a retest of the lows of this, probably bounce there, and then, well, a short-term reversal all the way down to about 27 or so. But as long as you hold within this formation, I do look at this more or less good. You are testing around the bearish control zone for the buy hourly RSI. Not terrible, certainly not a death sentence, but should be cognizant of that because you would expect a rejection right there if it is going to bounce off this region. Same thing on the hourly as well. Momentum oscillators are still within the context. Actually are showing a little bit of a different picture right there. So you know what? Be aware of your levels. If you are bullish on this one, you're expecting sideways and up from here, short term back up to like 30 spot 80, and then kind of trudge its way through. Not going to see anything too interesting from this one today, unless if it actually does choose a downside route, at which point you can probably target, like I said, about 28.80 to 28.70. Best case for Bulos right here is sideways and up, similar to Bitcoin. And, the daily's still fine, weekly's still fine. But let's see how the monthly's coming in at the end of as we do kind of get towards the end of this month. Specifically, still a continuation here, but I'd be expecting some sideways into early September if that is going to hold true. Again, assuming that that's even what you're looking at to begin with. 0x143 says, "Hi, Mr. Krown." Hello, sir. That's me. Please take a peek at Cyrus USD. Okay. The short to mid tempo frame. Sure. Oh, okay. All right. Still not sure what that means to you, but that's okay. I can make it up myself, sir. Oh my lord! It's a massive girthy green dildo on a monthly. Let's see. Can we come up with a more long-term chart than this? No, we can't. All right. So we're stuck with KuCoin and fucking Uniderp. Okay. Short and medium term. All right. Well, short term to me means on this one probably like an hourly actually. Short term is a little bit of a breakdown right here. I'd be looking for this one to pop back down towards the lows of this current consolidation at about a buck even. 4 hour, same thing. 4 hours of reversal right here. 4 hour, I would actually extend that a little bit further down. So short term bounce at about $1. Long term, I'd be looking for this one. Long term for 4 hour. Multiple droughts of bearish step-runs come off the highs. Again, there's really not enough history on this one to like really actually look at it, but I'd probably be looking somewhere around like a low 80 cent or so. Daily, not giving me much right here. Again, there's just not enough history on this thing, but short term is down. Not looking too great. I should offer you a bit of a resolution on the other side. However, anywhere above about $129.5, that would look pretty damn good for a retest of the highs. I don't think that's what's happening here, but that would be an invalidation point for right now. Doesn't look too hot though. One of the altcoins that maybe not so interesting, perhaps. Get gooped on? Gooped on? What the? Is that a racist term? I think it is. It's like if you don't know if it's racist or not, like is it still racist? I don't even know. Maybe it's about intent. Who knows? Anyways, hopefully that is said in jest. We'll say. Can you check out CQT on any time frame? Yeah, I don't know how relevant it's going to be to you if I look at it on any time frame. Covalent, that's a cool name. I guess maybe KuCoin's probably gonna have the history here. They're usually the first ones to list shitcoins. And this one is definitely not the most interesting chart. Yeah, okay, not too much history here, so we'll go with KuCoin. Like that's consistent. Okay, cool. And you said any time frame. Again, if you are going to be bullish on this one, you're essentially looking at this one to put in a higher low right at the 21 exponential average right here, which is pretty much resting on at about 120, and thus far has rallied up above. So you're looking at something like this. Again, you're looking at some sort of an ascending triangle, essentially suggesting reaccumulation within this formation. So it does need to kind of bounce where it is at right now. Otherwise, it will lose its formation. Now, short term, does it come back down and test around this region, 125, 126? Probably yes. The question is, does it break it or not? If you start to close below there, let's say about 124 closure, because this one is a bit sloppy right here, and we do have hidden bearish divergence on this one as well. It does look like it's going to break down, to be fair. Then I'd be looking at a short-term move towards about 105, 106 region, probably bounce there and then cough up the majority of its rally after that, probably down to about 80 cents or so. But for right now, these altcoins are generally difficult because they're just sloppy, man. It's easier to watch Bitcoin for the most part. And you'd essentially be looking for Bitcoin to take out that 47, 250-ish level, I believe it is. You probably look for this one to pop back up to like 144 or so. And this would look actually very good if that were to happen. The problem is we just don't have too much history on this one, so it's not too helpful. I am seeing some decent signals here on the 12-hour RSI, some drives of hidden bullish evidence right there. But this one really doesn't really start to salvage itself until you get back up about 140. Above 140, I'd look for it to generally float back up towards your 165 to 170 highs. And, while it's probably not going to break out today or tomorrow, perhaps sometime around early September is when this one's going to be a lot more likely to, if it does hold these lows right here. Again, when you're about 70 to 75% full within these formations, that's when they're most statistically likely to break. And in this case, that's not until about September 1st, 2nd, maybe even 3rd. But best case scenario for this one, similar to a lot of the other ones, like sideways for now, and then a little bit of upside probably coming into the weekend or early next week. God damn it, Colton. Cheerio, says Larry. Hello, sir. Can you express your feelings about Bond BTC daily? Yeah, man, you probably don't want that, though. It's bad! Holy fuck, it's bad. Holy shit, it's bad, man. Bunch of shitcoin police just got called into the scene, and we got a shitcoin on the loose once again. At least it's kind of reversing right here, I guess, but this is a 4-hour after all now, isn't it? Yeah, daily's kind of reversing too, actually. You know what? It is a shitcoin long term. I mean, this is the real chart right here now, isn't it? But I do think that this one actually is reversing right here. You have a very obvious way to be judging that, though, and you're right at it right here. That is your last little breakdown level right around, what is this, 67.90 or so. Short-term timeframes do look like they are very sloppy. Very sloppy, but does hold the uptrend, so I respect it. Hidden bullish evidence on this current low. If it does confirm as a local low, how would you confirm that? Any sort of a closure, basically above about 66.50. Yeah, about 66.50. God damn, man, these numbers are too small. Sorry, it's versus Bitcoin. So yeah, 66. What was it? 66.60. 60. Let's just say 6,700 satoshis. Easier to say right there and more accurate as well. Above there, yeah, you will confirm hidden bullish evidence, and that probably does lead into an actual breakout of this region, and you probably do see another retest about 75 to 75.50 satoshis. In long term, this one could actually just work its way back up, but there's not too much history here, to be fair. So it kind of does make it difficult. Hourly, you already played out that hidden bullish evidence right there. I think the more important point on this one is where would I start to flip around biases on this? Where is it no longer a potential reversal? Below about 61.50 satoshis is where you start to run into trouble on this one. Until then, sideways and up. I respect the short-term reversal, and yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about other than that. It's actually okay. It actually ain't too bad. I judged this one way too soon, and I owe you an apology for that one. There you go. Okay, cool. Let's see. Rapture says, "Hey, brother, what's up, man? Could you check out Sand USD?" Sure. All right. USD. Great name for a crypto. Sandbox? Is that it? Okay. Let's go to a daily. Yeah, it ain't bad. It ain't bad here, actually. What time frames are you looking at, though? No time frames given. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord. All right. You do have a nice little uptrend going on right here now, don't you, right? It's something like this is what you'd be looking at. And right now you just did kind of sell off the top side of it, which is okay. It's still kind of consolidating within this region. Probably wouldn't be looking for a resolution today or tomorrow, but into early September, it looks like first week of September, most likely. The only way that I really start to switch around to being medium-term bearish on this one is below your last major low right here. That's about 59 cents or so. Below there, things do get kind of nasty, and I would be looking for a move back down to low 40s. But for right now, man, for what it's worth, actually one of the better charts. All things considered, it's relatively strong. So if Bitcoin shows any strength, this one very likely does benefit rather well. But other than that, man, you got your resolution above about 76 cents, and then I'd be looking at new all-time highs. This one could actually really run quite a fair bit. You do have a pretty obvious extension to be pulling here. Short-term targets on that break would be about 94 cents. Long-term would be about a buck and a quarter to a buck 30. Would look pretty good. Would look pretty damn good there. Yeah, Ice, could you please listen to Elsa? So please be so kind to acknowledge my messages to you. Look, we can't pull up your messages if they're not getting posted. Is that the issue? Yeah, they're not getting posted. Attached twice above my question from the accidentally empty super chat. We don't see that. It's not showing up. So it's either you like have a word in your message that's being moderated by YouTube automatically, which we have no control over. We can't do anything about that. So like maybe I don't know if there's like something questionable in there, then it would be a good idea to like use different terminology so that it can get around that, and hopefully that helps, man. We are trying to get there, but we can assure you, and I can assure you right now, just looking at the messages, yeah, your messages have not gone through, whatever they might be. All right, cool. Rapture says, wait, nope, we already looked at that one. VJ Singh, thanks for that, sir. Colin McCann, there he is. What's up, man? Hey, Krown, I was looking at CT. Okay, you're looking at Caretaker's RSI on the 12-hour, and I noticed that there is a wedge-like formation that has got each recent low in Bitcoin. Okay, so you're looking at, let's pull up what you're looking at first. All right, let's take everything off right here. And a wedge that has gotten all the lows as of recently. Are you talking about this, and this? I'm guessing that's probably what you're talking about, because that's this low, and that'd be this low right here, presumably speaking. I don't know. It's kind of be like a sloppy wedge. I do trust wedges more on RSI than I do on price action, though. I will tell you that. You got a bit of a falling channel right there. All right, yeah, I guess it's a wedge. You got one presumably right here. Yeah, it's another wedge right there. Do you have another one right here? Yeah, that would fit into the Bula Hopium right now, and it would also be. Actually, no, it would not be another drive. Oh, yes, it would be another drive of hidden bullish evidence that is ever so slightly lower low on RSI. Yeah, fair enough. I think that you got some right there. Interesting. Yeah, not bad. Thank you for sharing, sir. Yeah, I mean, again, that does kind of fit in with the short-term pop-up situation, but you know, just know where your risk is. Again, I think that this one's rather well documented. Just anywhere below about $46,000 is kind of where that idea all falls apart. And that's directly in line. It's a little bit above there, to be fair, but that's directly in line with the 21 and the 200 right there. Okay, cool. Spencer Smith, there he is. Zur and Zur, I love you too, sir. I'm gay for caves and koalas. Fuck yeah, man, me too. Tell us an Elsa story. You want me to tell the story of when I threw up on her? Or do you want me to tell you the story of when I threw up and then I kissed her? That was a good time. Burnt Creme says, if you it was a great time for me. I remember it one very, very fondly. Burnt Creme says, if you have already apologized, please skip. If you already, sorry, it's all good, man. No, we haven't looked at Ethereum today, and you know what? That would be a great one to record as well. Trading 3109, and this one actually rather obvious as well. Here we go. Whoopsies. Here we have Ethereum, symbol ETH versus the dollar. You probably know that one. This one will be requested by Mr. Burnt Creme of our lovely community. He's got some unicorn and koala emojis. Fuck yeah, man. There we go. Koalas to the moon, sir. Anyways, we'll look at this one as a general overview. So Ethereum's very similar to Bitcoin. Very, 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 very obvious right here. If you're bullish, you're looking at this as your higher low. And guess where it's coming around? Right around your yellow 21 exponential average as well. So if you are looking at this, you would expect it to have hidden bullish evidence present there too. And guess what you do? You actually do within this nice straight line right here too. It'd be 3 drives variety as well, and that looked very, very good. Now, how would you confirm this as a local low? You confirm this as a local low, probably not today, but tomorrow, if we do close something like this, like a doji dildo, and then trade above it for today, or today's high, then yes, I would be considering this a confirmed local low. And I'll be looking for this one to pop back up around the top side of the range at about 3250 to all the way up to 3350-ish region, and trudge its way onwards and forwards. Because what would you have at that point? Well, it's very bad to visualize things before they actually happen in price action, but you'd have something resembling an ascending triangle, which is a reaccumulation formation. You could actually have a measure move on this one as well, which we can populate right now, and I imagine it's probably around the 3600 target, something like this actually. And I need to now adjust this if that is going to be true. Let me see, where's our wicks right there? There we go. Would look something like that. And that'll look pretty damn good. But let's go down to the lower term timeframes now and see where the risk is. Okay, this is not going to work like that for the lower term timeframes, and this was relevant for yesterday, but not for today. You're looking at something like this right now, right? So if you do start to break below this region, 30, 50 to 30, 60 or so on a 4 hour or on a daily, literally same area actually, I would look for another retest of the prior low at 29.50, very likely another bounce there, and then probably a failure all the way down to the 55 to be fair. Going to be led by Bitcoin if that happens as well, below 46,000 bucks, extremely likely. So do you understand where your risk is? If you are bullish, that's likely what you're looking at right now. 12-hour time frame, do we see anything of particular interest right here? Volatility on the ground throughout this whole consolidation, that is a generally good sign within the context of this, but I do need to see this confirmed as a higher low. 4 hour, you do regain, or at least you do destroy your 4 hour last lower high with any sort of a move back above about 32.28 or so, or a 4 hour closure. I'd say above about 3,200 would look pretty damn good actually. And I'd just be looking for this one to trade sideways and up. Again, it's very, very similar to yesterday. Best case for Bulas is sideways and up. And I really do like that this whole pullback was coming on, again, declining volatility right here. Let's see what lower term time frame momentum oscillators are looking like right now too, because that is very likely relevant to our conversation. See, hourly's going to be popping up above 31.19. Where's our 4 hour? 3,077 will pop back up, looking good right there. 12 hour will follow through as well with any sort of a closure above 32.60, but that is coming all the way down throughout this consolidation, which thus far is just another potential higher low on that time frame as well. Daily about the same area as well, almost aligning with the top side resistance of this. So good, very, 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 very good confluence right there. Jesus Christ, man, I'm losing my words today. Other than that, though, I don't really have too much to say about it. Of course, if it does break down, downside is pretty nasty on this one. It's going to be easier to watch Bitcoin, but I'd give it a chance first. And we are coming into a 5-day and a weekly closure. Let's see how it looks like right now. 5 days, just a bit of a backfill on last 5-day open. That's okay. Not too concerning. We don't have any divergence to be aware of, so that's a good sign. Weekly is so far not the best, but we still do have a few days left to go on this closure, so I wouldn't judge this yet. I'd give it a chance to bounce here first. Very likely bounces at the very least to 3160-ish region. And then the question is, do we put another lower high or not? If you do get another lower high, where do you be on lower high watch from? Yeah, between about 3160 to 3180 is kind of like your hot zone for another lower high. If that starts to happen, I would be, I would be skeptical about this one pulling through here. But for right now, give it the benefit of the doubt, at least is my rule, as long as the daily and higher term time frame trends remain, which they do for the time being. That again gets destroyed, especially, major warning signals below about, this level right here, 3070, I believe it was, or 3060, and then full on confirmation of a daily reversal below about 3,000 bucks or so. That would be the big risk right there. But hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Ethereum, Mr. Buterol. All right. Okay. All right. Here we go. We have ICE here. You're mid long-term bearish on Bitcoin dominance, but a few weeks ago you were bullish on it. Can you explain why you were originally bullish and how it changed? It's called trend, sir. It's called trend. All right, here we go. We can pop it up right around here. All right, so you're saying that before you were bullish when it was in an uptrend? Yes. And a few weeks ago, which was right around here, what happened? We put in a lower high now, didn't we? So I recognize that there was a bit of a reversal going on. Until this point, it was bull, bull, bull. That's why I was bullish. And then into this point right here, did come down, essentially take out that last little low right there. That was your first warning signal. Then we were on lower high watch after that. We got our lower high right at 47.5%. That was when I turned on to bearish. So that was on, it was about literally 2 weeks ago, on the 9th of August. Nothing more complicated than that. Short term though, this is a bit of a low right here. So I would be looking for it to pop back up, but I'm going to be going with continuation of trend in this case. So I would be looking for a lower high, probably somewhere, let's see. Oh, I already have it right there. Somewhere around about 46 to 45.5%, if that is going to continue on. So yeah, hopefully that was clear. Okay, all right. Let's see. I think I'm missing a few over here. Okay, there we go. Mr. Tasco, there he is. Cardano USD for our daily. Yeah, we can record this one as well. Cardano is always popular now, isn't it? And where is it? 256. Okay, let's get rid of this. It's an eyesore right now. All right. And let's get rid of, actually, should we get rid of all these right now? We can just do a fresh chart, make it nice and easy. Too many lines right there. Here we have Cardano, symbol ADA versus the dollar, being requested by Mr. Tazgo. He's looking at a 4-hour daily, and we'll just do a general overview on this one. Daily, first thing that stands out, you still have a pretty monumental upturn right here. Actually, want to see the weekly as well, as we are coming into the end of this week. Little bit of a signal of slowdown right here. Obviously, that is a bit of a long-legged doji dildo right now, which is a signal of indecision, perhaps even reversal, but still got a long ways left to go. And the 5-day, not really of the same kind right there. That still looks like more or less continuation of myself. Again, I don't have any major issues with this as it stands, actually. Anyways, going down in lower term timeframes, let's see what the ranges are looking like right now. We still have an uptrend even on a 4-hour, so I don't really see any major reason to fret just yet. 250 is your backstop on that, meaning that if you do start to break below this region, I would look for a decent short-term reversal all the way down to about 2.25. But for right now, I'd give it a chance to bounce first. We do see 4-hour RSI. Bouncing off of, or actually rejecting, more importantly, the bearish control zone in this case. 4-hour Jewel has lost its downside curvature. If you start to see that get nice and cyan alongside BBWP expanding right here, you're looking at this as just another higher low. Short term would be about a 270 to 275 target. And then if you can start to actually close above there, I would look for this one to retest around the highs at about 285 to 290, and very likely continue on with a general rally into early September, most likely. I don't think it's going to be doing too much today, to be fair, but looking at the daily, you're just kind of bouncing off the 10 symbol for right now. Do we see anything of interest right here? Yep, we will have hidden bullish evidence on daily RSI if it can put in a local low right here, which is very far away, to be fair. The problem is on this is that you got higher lows on this one on the daily as long as you're above like 195, so you probably don't want to wait for that one in order for it to actually break. So in this case, actually would be looking at the lower term time frames. Anyways, let's go over here and see what it looks like from a momentum perspective. And here we go. Daily right here. Daily stocks are down as long as it's below 294, which is actually the upside resolution. So good confluence right there. Again, I don't think that's happening today, obviously, but you'd expect this one to bounce off this region right here, led by the lower term timeframes. That's exactly what you got on the 4-hour. 250, the magical number to keep momentum also is up right there. Hourly, I imagine it's going to be more or less the same. 256 actually, looking good. Pretty much there right now. And 12-hour is coming nice and down, having a good bullish reset for now. Again, as long as this does hold as a higher low. In fact, we should check out the 12-hour over here. This one actually basing off beautifully at the 21 thus far. And what do you know? We will have 1, 2, 3 drives of hidden bullish evidence right here if this confirms as a local low. This could actually confirm on today's daily total closure with any sort of a closure above 265. And again, I'd just be looking for sideways and up, probably into early September, and then very likely a run towards new highs. The monthly for reference, not necessarily a bearish chart, could obviously afford a pullback, but any sort of a monthly closure, especially above the prior all-time high, like 250 is going to look phenomenally good. Even down to 225 would look pretty damn good too, but that's just going to kind of decide whether September is more or less consolidation or continuation. For right now, I'd be leaning towards continuation. Anyways, hopefully that was helpful, and there you go, sir. Nice one. I need to take a sip of this water, man. This is it's getting long. Jamie Summer says, Cardurpo, got it. Bulltard says, Cardurpo, also got it. No problem, guys. I will definitely pronounce it correct next time. No problem. VJ Singh says, hey, Krown, what's up, man? Can you look at Mara 1 hour for it? Yeah. Okay, here we go. How deep into the stream are we? 147. Holy shit. Monthly's looking good, but you are looking at a what? 1 and 4. Okay, we're way off right now. Well, long term looks okay. Short term, a little bit of downside. Looking at a move toward $35. Hourly, same thing. I'd probably be looking for a bounce off of like 35 to 35 and a half or so. Again, I do need to look at the higher term timeframes here. I certainly don't hate this chart, but I believe we looked at this one yesterday, and I did say it might just be ready to actually bust. It rejected the top side. So I would be looking for this one to come down lower, actually. Short term probably does bounce around the level that I just spoke about, but I don't think it's ready right here. You would have expected it to actually take it out not yesterday, but the day prior on the 25th of August. No busting happened. The busting was rejected, and we will have to wait for further busting later. Short term, into next week, I'd probably be looking for this one to come down to like 33.75 or so. No busting on the weekly either. You'll have to wait a little bit more on that one. I still like this chart though, to be fair, but I do think you're going to be waiting a bit more for some busting action. For right now, short term, a little bit of downside. Again, I suspect that you probably do put in another higher low somewhere around about 32.5 when all is said and done, and then maybe give another try towards some busting action. Kari Lee. Hello, Kari. Kari. Did you know there's a 25% greater than random chance of marrying someone with the same first initial as you? Just saying. That is actually... How does that work? That is super interesting. Colin McCann says not the RSI, the reverse transsexual indicator. Yes. I mean, we could pull that up. I don't really want to put it on my charts right now, to be honest with you, but I mean, we also saw it on RSI as well. It's like, it's there too, sir. It's there too. I can pull it up a little bit later, but I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. It's just I don't want to muddy up my charts with another indicator pane right here. I think I'll just trust you on that one and then check for myself a little bit later. But we can also see it on RSI as well, which those should somewhat have a bit of confluence between each other. Hopefully that's all good with you though, sir. ME says, hey Krown, what's up, man? Can you take a look at QI USD? Almost hit your yesterday's pullback range. Okay. We almost got the pullback thus far. Let's see if we... Ben Kui. Yeah, it's pretty close there. I'd say this is close enough, man. I'd probably be looking for a bounce around here. I'd probably be looking for a bit of a bounce around here, but this is very low term time frame stuff. And, you know, keep in mind that this one is very obviously downtrending. So while I do think it's getting ready for a bounce somewhere just below 17 cent, you know, I have to be going with continuation of trend on this one. So very, very short term around that bouncy area. I do think that it will get around there. You do see volatility increasing on the continuation of trend here. That's not a good sign for the Bula short term. So I'd be looking for one more stab down and then hopefully bounce just below 18 cents or so. Okay, almost there though, sir, almost there. Dole Sharmonica says, can you check Superfarm short and long term? Yeah, let's go check it out right here. Elio's one. Let's see what it's got. I guess Binance is the one to go to for this one. Actually, looking like a little bit of a short-term low right there. You are looking at a short-term analysis. Yeah, I'll be looking at a higher low right here at 86.5 cents or so. One actually looks okay. I think I've charted it a few times as well, but we're going to specifically do it for the time frames that you requested. 84 cents. I would be looking for a bounce off here. This one's going to start to look decent with any sort of a move back above about 95 cents in this case. You do see volume on the lows here as well. So this is a nice little good pivot. If you do start to break below 84 cents, that's where this idea does start to fall apart. Now I'd be looking for this one to actually have a pretty nasty pullback, actually all the way down to like 70 to 71 cents, somewhere down around here is where I'd be looking towards. But for right now, I give it the benefit of the doubt. A little bit less obvious on the daily, more obvious on the 4-hour right here. 4-hour RSI rejecting the bearish control zone, even has some bullish evidence on there as well. It's sloppy as fuck though. I expect that probably not too many people are trading this thing. So it doesn't really act all that well. But you know, long term, where's your areas of interest? About 163 to 150 or so. I'd be looking towards, assuming that it can hold here. If it can start to, you know, trade sideways and up from this region, that's going to look pretty damn good. That would be your long term. On a weekly, we see anything of interest right here. Rejection of the 21, not looking too hot off that, but I'd still give it a chance in this case. The lower term timeframes I actually think are the more obvious ones. But if you start to take that area, that's not going to look good. That's not going to look good at all. Yeah, so you know, I would be cognizant of that. That is the risk in this one. But until then, you know, I'd be looking for this one to probably trade sideways and up outside of this range right here. Again, alongside the rest of the market, probably easier to watch Bitcoin. This one's certainly an emotional follower of Bitcoin, it looks like. Okay, Blue Dog says, hey Krown, what's up, man? Could you give your opinion on PDEX? Is this Polka Derp Dex or fuck? Yeah, it is. It is Polka Dex. What time frame, sir? Daily and 4 hour. Okay, there we go. All right, let's go to the daily, see where we are within the grand scheme of things. Whoa, weird chart. A little bit more downside angled on this one. However, let's see, maybe a 12 hour is going to be a little more obvious. I'm having trouble finding something obvious on this one. I think I'm inclined to say that this is your area right here, but I'm actually not finding too much things that I'd feel too comfortable talking about. So I do want to start this conversation by saying, I don't feel too confident on this one, and I always want to be very, very open and honest with that. But in this case right here, I'd probably be looking, right around 19, just below 19 bucks, 18.90 to be exact. Let's chart this specifically for this time frame because the 12 hour is the only one that's actually being obvious right now. Maybe the 6 hour will have a little bit as well. Yeah, you could look at the 6 hour. In fact, let's just lower that down a little bit to 17. Let's just say $18 even. As long as you're above there, you know, I do look at this as technically another higher low, but it's very, very sloppy. I imagine that very few people are trading this thing. The only way I'd get bullish on this one is the obvious area right here, taken out. Actually, not. Yeah, actually, yesterday's high. Anywhere above there, this is actually a legitimate reversal, and I would be looking for continuation over the next week, all the way up to 31 3/4. That'd look pretty damn good. By the same token, though, there's kind of like a must-hold area right here. It's at $18. Below there, I would look for deeper retracements all the way down to this consolidation level, about 1420 or so. Difficult chart though, because I'm not really getting too much off it, but you did sell off on the prior tests of your prior highs of this consolidation. That's fine. That's okay. The weekly is like actually okay here too for the information that we do have, but I don't feel too confident on something like this, to be honest with you. So I think it's best that I kind of leave it as it is. If anything, I do suspect that it probably puts in a low here. You'll know that this one's acting well if you start to trade back above about $20 and 82 cents or so. That would look pretty damn good, at least for a short-term continuation move up to about 23. And then that would, you know, probably align with more long-term continuation. But other than that, man, I'm not seeing anything that's obvious here. So I think it's best that I kind of step back from that one. What's up, Legend Ali's? Hello from Sequoia Forest. Hey, nice place actually. I've certainly been there a few times. It's a really good place to reset actually. Those old ass trees, man, they're great. Can we look at Nike? Looking at, I need to see my charts. I'm in the fucking trees. I need my charts. Here we go. All right, Nike, a little bit of a pullback right there. Daily, weekly again. Let's go right here. I still like this one. I do think it's probably going to pull back. Wait, that is not a trend line that is relevant for that. Probably going to pull back somewhere along this. This is like the one time you'll see me do a what's it called? A diagonal trend line, just to find something more obvious here. Here's the thing though, Legend Alleys, and let me get rid of this one. And the other one was a measured move, which I think we've already hit. Yeah, we did already hit that one. So let's just get rid of that one as well. Here you go. You know, as long as this one's riding above that last little low that you see coming in from 19th of August, I do look at this as a little bit of a short form accumulation, confirmation of a breakout to the upside above about 170.5. But what time frames are you looking at here? You're looking at a daily, weekly. Okay, so let's go to a weekly as you requested. I'd be looking for a bounce around that level. Yeah, I'd still give this one the benefit of the doubt, especially on a monthly. Well, maybe not. That's actually kind of toppy on a monthly. That's actually pretty damn toppy on a monthly. Am I going to be wrong about this one getting more continuation? Maybe yes. It's looking a lot. It's looking a lot more likely. Here would be my confirmation of this one essentially topping out and coming all the way back down to like 160 or so. That'd be with any sort of a. I think we'd even do this on a 4 hour. Yeah, any sort of a 4 hour closure below about 165.5 would do it for me. Other than that, daily does look more downside angled here. Yeah, doesn't look too hot right there. But I don't. Yeah. A little bit of bearish divergence on the 5-day as well. I expect that it probably will test around down there. I want to see the monthly closure for this one long term because we're so close now. We're only like 4 days. Yeah, we're about 1, 2, 3, 4 days left in the month, with only 3 of those, today being one of them, being trading days. So I'd want to see the monthly closure first. But this is actually starting to look a little bit toppy here. And when I say a little bit of toppy, it looks pretty toppy actually. Maybe one more drive if this does close above like 170 or so by end of month. Other than that, though, would essentially need a bounce here. You'll know that this one's acting well, Ali. You'll know that this one's acting very, very well if you can see a move back above about 170, and that's actually where the monthly starts to turn around as well. Until then, I do think that this one's at best consolidating, at worst reversing. So hopefully that was helpful, sir. Ricardo Cortez says, could you have a look at Shaw USD? Okay. I think I know this one. Safe Haven. It has safe in the name. I'm convinced. Oh god. Definitely a laggard. Definitely a weak coin. Definitely not something that I'd want to be a part of. What time frames are you looking at here, though? No time frames given. It's a DeFi inheritance that is being ported to Matic and Title Finance Insurance. They are a vet partnership. A lot of buzzwords there, man. I think you forgot a few. Bad chart, though. So it looks like the market kind of doesn't seem to really care. Okay, so here's what I'd say about this one. Look, it's very difficult to be bearish on one asset within this market if Bitcoin or like the majors are, still okay, I guess. But where would this one really change around? Look, there are no excuses to be made for this thing at all whatsoever below, what is this, 40? God, this is in dollars. 4.5 tenths of a cent. Anywhere below this region right here, I'll just mark it off for you. It's probably easier to do it that way. Anywhere below that, very fucking bad. Very, 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 very bad. It's gonna come all the way back down to 3.8 and probably hail that bounce after that area's hit. Until then, though, I give it the benefit of the doubt. This is just it's a sloppy altcoin is what it is. So these charts are going to make a little bit less sense, and I guess you just kind of have to get used to it if you're going to be looking at altcoins. You do have potential, actually, regular bullish evidence right here. So short term probably does pop back up towards half of a cent. But hard to get excited about this run from a long-term perspective as long as you're below 5.5 of a cent. Above there, you could actually look for a decent-sized run, probably up wherever this level is right here, at about 0.7 of a cent, perhaps even all the way up to, if you're really lucky, 7.5 of a cent right there. Other than that, though, not the most impressive chart of all time, but hopefully that was helpful regardless. All right, Joe Low, I think this is the last one. My voice is starting to fail me as well, so it's good timing. Let's see. Your analysis on Alice USD 1 hour 4 and daily, please, sir. It's a new crypto game coming online on the 31st. Well, if it's new, there's probably going to be a lot of analysis to be done on this thing. But crypto games, I think, are like the hot thing right now. There's actually a decent chart here. Actually, not bad. Not bad, actually. Nothing bearish about this thing as long as you're above $16. I like it. 4 hour looks like another higher low in the making. Even potential hidden bullish evidence here of 3 drives variety as well. If it can put in a higher low here, how would you confirm that? Any sort of move back above about 1937 would do it for me. Let's see what an hourly looks like. Hourly closure back above about 1945 would look really, really good for long-term continuation. See what weekly looks like right here. A little bit of a short-term rejection, but that's okay. 5 day, same thing. I don't have a major issue with this one, man. I'd actually give this one the benefit of the doubt. Again, nothing really bearish on this one as long as you're above, what was it, 16? Above about $16. I'd just be looking for sideways and up from here. Probably does bounce from here, actually. Looking decent, man. Actually looking pretty damn decent. So, fair enough. All right, let's see. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, we got one more. All right, Daniel Lowe says, hey, Krown, appreciate your live streams. Hey, man, my pleasure. Hey, awesome, man. Super cool. Can I trouble you to take a look at Trios USD and Bitcoin? Just one. I think the USD pair is going to just be easier in general. When you're looking at Bitcoin pairs, it's relevant, yes, but it's just easier to chart versus the dollar. It's like just one moving asset rather than 2 highly volatile assets. Anyways, looking at this one right here, where's your risk on something like this? Basically below the 55, below about 655. This one is wrecked and probably does cuff up the majority of its rally. Again, you're probably going to see that front run, but you're probably going to see that alongside of a Bitcoin move below $46,000. Until that happens, though, I do have to go with the former trend on this one. It's certainly relatively weak, no doubt about that. But short term, it's bouncy. I wouldn't be surprised to see this one bounce back up to like 830 to 835 or so. We do see 4 hour somewhat rejecting the bearish controls, and I'm curious what it looks like out over here as well. Let's try this. Yeah, 12 is actually all the way down here. I'm inclined to say that this one very likely does bounce from this region. Anywhere above 844 is going to look good. On a 12-hour daily is much higher, but 4 hour is going to show what is actually turning up right now as long as above 727. And hourly, I imagine it's already there too. Yeah, 750, the magical number on this one. I'd actually be looking for a bounce here first and then come back to it after that. This one would look very, very good on the short-term timeframes with any sort of a move back above about $9. Yes, it's far away, but that would be sort of like your next, I guess, green light to say, hey, this one very likely does have an upside resolution long-term. And you do see, this one trudge its way onto new highs on this rally, probably like $12 or so, but it's still well and far away right now, and probably going to matter a lot more what Bitcoin does here. If Bitcoin chooses the downside route, you can expect that this one will as well. I would be on short-term time frame a lower high watch, anywhere between here and about $8. If you see any sort of weakness around there, that's going to be maybe the next signal that this one actually does want to not just test the downside, but actually break to the downside. But again, 660, we'll call it. 660 is your magical number right there. That's where things really start to turn around. Below there, I'd look for, decent size move to the downside, like $4.50 to $5 or so. Look pretty damn bad. Okay, all right. Okay, that's, man, my voice is wrecked right now. I'm going to be signing off. Bitcoin, same thing as before. A little bit of a short-term range. Any sort of an hourly close above 47.3 or so, I would look for a march up somewhere around about $48,000. And again, do have to be a bit on lower high watch right here. We do see the 618 and the 0.5 kind of surrounding the 47.8 to 48.2 region. that also would imply that Bitcoin above 48.2 would look pretty damn good for a move back around the highs of, I guess yesterday this was. And of course above $49,000, that is your confirmation of a bear trap on the lower term time frames and a move back around $50,000 and beyond. But I suspect that this is not going to probably happen today. If you're going to see a local low printed right here, it probably is going to look something like, you know, closing today, basically anywhere between here and 48, and then tomorrow trading above the high of it. Oh, Jack. All right. One last one for Jack. God damn it, Jack. But it's all good, man. Ethereum, Bitcoin. All right. Ethereum, Bitcoin will. Okay, sir, do you think on short term when Bitcoin dominance goes up, Ethereum, Bitcoin will break down to 65 range? Okay, if Bitcoin dominance goes up, would I be looking for a move down to 65? Yeah, about there, about 66.4 million Satoshi range actually. But again, just if Bitcoin dominance does go up, Jack, it doesn't necessarily mean that Ethereum, Bitcoin necessarily needs to go down. It just means in general the altcoin Bitcoin parents are going down. So this one, you know, could be an outlier, of course, in that situation. And I would really hesitate to get bearish on this thing as long as you're above 6.5 million Satoshis. So it sounds like you're a little bit more on the short term for this one, which actually on the short term, this one does not look too hot, to be fair. But your risk is below 6.52 million Satoshis in this case. That's where things start to look a little more nasty. But, you know, at that point, I'd probably be looking towards like 6.2 million Satoshis overall. But again, you are specifically asked about short-term timeframes, so you know what, maybe that's not relevant to you. Again, I'd give it a chance to bounce here first. Anyways, that is going to be it for now. Holy fucking moly, man, my voice is wrecked, but we got a whole weekend of rest. I'm going to go eat some beef liver, which I'm very excited about. Oh yeah, it's going to be so good. It's so good. Yes, I've already cooked it, sir. All right, with that said, I want to salute you all. Hopefully enjoy the outro tunes, and until next time.
Write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. Pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, XR, pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it, build it, try it, bend it, fork it, hype it, pump it, dump it, rinse, repeat, but quick relocate. Pause it, list it, send it, burn it, pump it, hack it, quick rename it, take it, take it, blend it, send it, swell it, sell it, flip, unflip it, see it, watch it, learn it, know it, post it, tweet it, and repeat it, chart it, long it, short it, hedge it, post prediction, quick erase it, watch it, leave it, watch it, leave it, check it, click it, and refresh it, find it, drop it, crack it, lose it, curse it, pay it, to it, pay it, bar it, chart it, hide it, fight it, deal it, seal it, and unlock it, back it, send it, change it, blend it, mine it, grind it, how it, test it, praise it, curse it, trash it, hash it, roll it, troll it, and upgrade it, take it, paint it, blend it, send it, swell it, sell it, flip, unflip it, see it, watch it, learn it, know it, post it, tweet it, and repeat it, chart it, long it, short it, hedge it, post prediction, quick erase it, watch it, leave it, watch it, leave it, check it, click it, and refresh it, write it, code it, name it, read it, mine it, stack it, live